Hey, what is up, everybody? How are we doing? Welcome to Live Trading with Benzinga. I'm here. Ryan's here. Zunaid is here. / will be here. Mitch will be here. We got a lot going on today, as always. We're doing what we do. We're going to hang out with you guys through the open, watch the market, make some trades, and watch things go up and watch things go down as they do. As always, if you have any tickers you want us to look at, drop them in the chat. We do our very best to watch the chat like hawks, and we'll talk about what you want to talk about. We all have our own things we're watching for the day. We'll run through that as per usual, but the show is a democracy. So what's up, Miss Whitehorse, Glenn, Steve, Raul, me? Is that me or ME? Not sure. Majid, Joshua, can't name you all. I apologize, but I see you all. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Let's bring on Ryan Faloona, the man with a plan. As always, Ryan, what's up, man?
How's it going? Good morning, Spencer. I'm glad to see you and the viewers are not stuck on the expressway right now.
No, if that is, yes, sending as much as like this sounds dumb and I feel like a schmuck saying it, but like I really, dude, genuinely like sending positive thoughts, prayers and everything to all the people that are in Virginia stuck in a 95-mile traffic jam. I've never experienced that, so I don't know what it's like, but I'm sure it's pretty bad. So if for whatever reason you are watching this, or if I guess you're not doing anything, so maybe they are watching this right now, but if you know someone that's stuck in there, sending positive thoughts your way, because it sounds pretty bad.
I've never experienced that either, Spence. We were talking off camera. I don't know what I would do. So
I don't know.
Positive vibe, thoughts and prayer, everything.
Oh, well, would you trade if you're stuck? Would you just trade?
That's a great question. The immediate answer that I want to give you is yes. If the market is open, I'm stuck in my car and I'm not driving. Yes, of course I would try to trade from my phone. The reality, though, is that if I was stuck for 9+ hours from last night, I would be tired, irate, and grumpy, and there is no way that I would be trading under those emotional conditions, because I would be donating my money to somewhere else. So really good question. On the surface, I would say yes, but realistically, given all of the different inputs, probably not. I would be way too distraught to successfully trade.
Just pretty stunning stuff right there. All right. Do you want to bring up your screen, or I can start? And I see Mitch lurking backstage. He'll be on. Oh, there he is.
What's up? What's going on, Mitch? Good morning.
What's going on, guys? Good morning.
I see the fourth member of our motley crew lurking as well. Is Zunaid?
This is why we need autonomous driving, Ryan. I would have just fell asleep.
But you weren't moving.
Well, no, they're not moving. That's the thing.
It was a traffic jam. There was like ice and snow on the roads to where cars spun out. Like they couldn't even get plows and police.
Trust me, as a person in Colorado, I know all about that.
Yeah,
true.
The biggest thing with that is road temps. Once road temps go below 20, the street starts freezing itself. And then once the street freezes, any ice on top of it just becomes a skate park.
Yeah. Really terrible stuff. I see RM saying cold if you run out of gas. Oh my gosh, if you run out of gas, I can't even imagine.
There's the other thing is what kind of city you're in and state, and do they salt well?
Yeah.
Like Colorado spends an insane amount on tax money for salting.
And
so listen to this real quick, Spencer. Sorry to cut you off. I grew up in Chicago. We are not afraid of Chicago winters. We drive through snow like it's not there. Not really a big deal at all. Used to getting dumped on multiple feet, the whole 9 yards. When I went to college in Bloomington, Indiana, they use sand instead of salt. And they use sand because salt corrodes the limestone, which half the town and university is built on. So when it snows a little bit there, the town shuts down, because sand, of course, does not do what salt does. Nobody's used to it, and it's like a complete freak out. This situation seems a little crazy.
So we're referring to the traffic jam in Virginia. Having gone to college in the state of Maryland, and having driven to Virginia a lot, for internships and stuff. That area of the country does not handle their snow well at all. So yeah, it's tough. This is also I should add, a great plot for a rom-com. So your car, you're stuck in a jam, your car runs out of gas, you get into someone else's car, and you make friends. But anyway, Zunaid, what's up, man? Good morning.
What is going on? I'm on the struggle bus because my E-Trade Pro decided not to load on my desktop, which is why I was late. Yeah, so I have to now also trade on my laptop while
Is that
I
the
use.
computer that you spilled water on?
I had spilled water on my keyboard.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just had to get it straight.
Yep. Still got that going. So I'm gonna try to do my best. We're gonna see how things go. So I've got my keyboard to my PC here, my laptop here, my mouse here, and we're just gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna keep it moving.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Should we? You know what? Let's just start with the intro, and then we'll bring up some charts. Let's do that.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher. Choi.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Hey, and we're back. So you know what you can do between now and the time where I share someone's charts in the next 5 seconds is you can hit that like button. Yes, the thumbs up is on the screen. You can do it right now. Oh my God, Mitch is drowning. Oh God. Oh man. Oh, he died.
We should salt the likes.
Boom.
I'm back.
Baby.
Okay, he's back. All right, let's start with Ryan's charts.
All right, cool. So first things first here. I saw someone in the chat earlier, I think it was JC McCann, started my year off strong with GNPX. Good stuff, my man. We talked about this yesterday. This has been one that I had been holding, just a very, very small size. Actually ended up having a great day yesterday. It just kept pounding those highs. So I guess the market really liked the news that it had. We actually traded up to the 430s in the after hours. Looks like a 432 as your high print there. We've pulled back today. So let's see where this is going to go today. I'll be honest, for my own personal position, even though it's small, I think that if we trade back down beneath 3, I would just sell and wait to grab some more at a lower price. I don't have, I do like this long term. I gave you my thesis yesterday. It's more of like a personal thing for me just because of the whole cancer angle. But we just traded up 167%, right? We're up huge. It's prudent to now do some proper risk management, take this off the table, wait for it to reset. So that's going to be my plan on GNPX today. Anyone that hit that, great. I think if as long as eyeballs remain on this, we might have some more opportunity to trade this today. One of the other ones which we saw move yesterday was IMMX. There were a bunch of you in the chat that were all over IMMX yesterday. We had a huge pop out of the open. It really kind of consolidated. And then around noon, we had another pop again. That would have been a great opportunity to do a range break trade there. We sold off into the afternoon. And now we are gapping higher today. So there could be some fireworks here, especially if we take out some of these highs from intraday yesterday. We're still over $1 away. So we'll have some time to do that. But I'm definitely going to be watching IMMX as well. Apple, we're going to be watching as well, right? Right before the new year, I had taken a position in Apple calls, and we said that Zunaid, those were the ones that you shouted out on the Apple Squawk. Those were the March 200s. I actually, when Apple started to sell off, I actually closed those. I closed those for a pretty good gain. It was like 50%. It wasn't. It was pretty good. But obviously now we've continued to trade up here. We're at a 182 handle right now. Apple looks strong today. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually traded up again today. So this is one of the names that we watch all the time. And then finally, I'm going to watch Tesla, right? The key for me is, do we pull back at all? And then if we do we set that as a support level, or do we just keep going? I mean, yesterday we traded from about 1130 to 1200 in the regular session and a little bit higher in the after hours. So I want to see how this behaves today. Those are going to be my 4 main ones.
Nice. Hope you all are taking notes for that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead and go next, man. If you could pull mine up. IMMX, I'm actually in the trade at the moment simply because it's bouncing off of VWAP. So I do have a fill of $7.54. I'm planning on getting out if it closes or if it gets below around, let's say, 720 or so. Yeah. But that's a trade that I'm in at the moment. Let's go ahead and check out. So here, let me just go full screen, actually. There we go. Tesla, absolutely correct for me. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert at around 1182 because if it comes down and kind of bounces, as you can see, it was previous resistance for a bit. I say for a bit because it's Tesla, so it can't be for too long. Come back because all-time highs, I believe, is about 1243 and some change. Let's see, what is it? It's about 1243.49. So I would not be surprised if that's what we went ahead and tested on Tesla sometime this week. Which, by the way, once we get there, I'm going to try to be cheeky with it and try to get puts just to like get maybe 10, 20 bucks on the short side, and then maybe it'll pop over. Also going to take a look at Lucid. This one, that's not Lucid. That's Lucid. This one, I'm a little upset. I'm upset I missed this trade because I feel like after it kind of had a pullback, tested the previous close, came back above, it just seemed like such an easy trade. So I'm a little upset that I went ahead and missed this one. So I will go ahead and keep an eye on it. Going to have an alert set to see if it can clear yesterday's highs. And if it come back and test around 40 bucks, I will look for a bounce there as well. And that's what I plan on doing with Lucid. NVIDIA, I think, is still hanging around at around the $300 level. Going to set an alert here. In case it comes back, we will go ahead and grab it. Just look how well it bounced once. Almost came down, peaked down, not even $1 of a stop loss. Say you got stopped out, you get back in, you're doing well. And then all the times it bounced off of 300. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on there. And if the Qs come back to test 400, we may go ahead and grab some calls there. So I'll set an alert there. And that is pretty much what I have.
Nice. I was also watching, as has been mentioned, IMMX, because very often, you watch to see if these crazy one-day moves hold, right? Yeah. And a lot of times, usually, frankly, as a broad general rule of thumb, they usually don't. But when they do, that can be a sign of things to come. And in the case of this morning, yesterday's move is holding. So.
Yeah. I mean, it came all the way down to 550s, I believe it was, right? Yesterday. Yeah, there you go. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Also, I want to plug, if you missed it, we had the CEO of IMMX on Benzinga Live yesterday. I'll drop the link in the chat right now. But we talked to the company yesterday about why the stock was up and what.
Can you summarize it for us by chance? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I didn't watch it myself.
Yes, I can summarize it. So it was Dr. Ilya Rockman was his name, and so I'm assuming you all saw the headline, and even if you didn't. Or did or don't remember what it was. The headline was that they got this decision from the FDA where they were basically granted this designation, right? They got, it's called a rare pediatric disease designation, which is basically an incentive for a company like them to spend time and resources developing a drug that has a relatively small use case, right? And the whole idea is right now this drug is in phase 1B trial. If the drug gets to a phase 2 or a phase 3 trial, then they qualify for this voucher, this priority review voucher that brings with it a dollar amount these vouchers are worth anywhere in the range of $67 to $350 million just on their own, and they're transferable. Right. So if they can get to a later stage in this drug that's in the phase 1B trial right now. So I think he said end of this year is when they're expecting data. If they can get good data out of that, then they get this voucher. The voucher has value, and then they go from there. But they basically are moving towards getting that voucher is what happened yesterday. So that's my best. That's me trying my best to summarize what that news was. But they got this priority review, which makes them eligible to receive the voucher should they also have good drug data down the line. So that's the news there. Sure thing. Mitch, what is on your radar this morning?
Well, you got to be careful out there. Definitely, I'm calling it the Rubik's Cube market out there. So just be careful out there. We got to find the right combination of stocks out there, whether that be value, growth, whether that be tech value. I mean, one of the things that we were looking for is that January effect. Yesterday, we got into Square and ChargePoint. We're still in those swing trades. We're going to keep watching those to continue. ChargePoint looking like the best. If it can get through 20, that's really looking great, and it can continue making its move. We'll look for that one to keep moving on up towards 23 and 25. 25 will be our first profit. Then we'll look for that continuing move on ChargePoint. Let's take a look at some of the stocks today. So also, just to kind of mention, some value plays. Discovery making a move yesterday. Keep your eyes on some of these plays. I think they're going to start seeing some of them kind of move. So keep your eyes on Discovery. Viacom also an option there. And let's mention XPEV. These cars, auto manufacturers, Tesla had a really good day. It's actually pulled back yesterday. Look for a stronger day out of XPEV today. We'll see if it catches this kind of 50 breakout on the upside. That's when I'm going to be looking at XPEV. If it does break down through the 49, that's when I'll be looking for kind of that continuation on the downside. Today is one of those days where I think everyone was leaning bullish yesterday. Kind of got a little bit, some people got caught at the open, got washed out, weren't able to get some of their trades on. For a little part of me, I think you might get that January effect today. We might get just this big push. So that's what I'm going to look for out the gates. Big thing for us is going to be looking at the SPY. Can we just start pushing through 479, get through 480 with some big volume, and also see the Qs also hold here, getting through 404. That's what I'd want to see on the Qs. You got multiple resistance in this area. We want to see it get back up through 403.25s and then get through that 404.
And Mitch, really quick, just to kind of piggyback off what you were saying about the January effect, I am in the camp where I kind of think that you're going to see some money inflows, and particularly at the beginning of January, and that might cause the market and some select stocks to trade up. I do expect a correction at some point this year, but I can't tell you when that's going to be. So I'm with you as far as January goes. I think we continue to push here, and I think it's because of new money flows into some of these funds.
All right. So with ChargePoint, also look for Volta, EVgo, 3D stocks. I'm going to be looking today, see if they catch a bid. That's 3D and DM. DM was doing decent yesterday. Not a major day, but definitely keep these on watch. PLL and lithium player. Let's see if this can keep going through 55 today. I do like this look, this bottoming look. It could get through 55 and really start back up there towards 60. We'll see if PLL can get that bid there. MP is on the retrace, but has been now trying to push through that 50. This is one that I keep watching to see if lithium is going to continue making us move on up. As long as I see MP moving on up, I start looking for the other laggard effect, and that's why I look at PLL to kind of get that laggard effect. QS is another one to keep on watch. We're looking for this to get back above 25. That's really when it's going to get positive. We'll see if we can get through that level today. Big level for it is 2350. If it gets above that and holds strong today, take a look at it. We'll see if it gets on up there. I'm actually going to set an alert for us here. Let's set an alert up here at 2361 to see if it gets on up there today. That's QS.
A couple of trends I'm watching today on just in terms of continuation. The two trends that stuck out to me yesterday were the reopening trade, mainly the airlines and the cruise lines and the casinos. So I've got CCL up there, but it's the whole reopening trade. So all of them, right? American, Jets. You can even go to like LVS. We'll be watching, and they're all up again this morning. So watching to see how they behave after they open, and also watching software. For whatever reason, software was the area that got picked on the most yesterday. I'm talking about names like HubSpot and ServiceNow, right? And Datadog, DDOG, off the top of my head, right? And these are names that were down yesterday, and some cases are down again this morning, right? So who else comes to mind? Team, right? Atlassian was a big one, down 8% yesterday, right? So just watching for follow through or a reversal for the reopening trade on the upside, and vice versa for the software names on the downside today, watching to see whether those trends continue or reverse. And that's kind of what I'm watching for this.
Yeah, I'll be looking for that trend to kind of continue on the downside for software. Biggest thing for me, I think, is the earnings per share, and the outlook forward is really high on these. And I think that, you can look at Microsoft and you can look at some of these other tech names and kind of see their growth. But these are relatively newer stocks. They kind of came out. A lot of these came out last year, like let's say Asana. So I think you're going to start seeing these get crushed.
Yes, Asana's gotten picked on a lot. Asana was, for whatever reason, I don't really know why, and I never understood why the stock went to 145, but it did, and now you've lost half. You've fallen by half within in 2 months. So
I could see this at 40 in 2 months.
I was just gonna say that, Mitch. Don't be surprised if this gets cut in half again. All right. I to your point, Spence, we are down 50% from those highs. This can go down another 50%.
Yep.
So just be careful.
You had folks bring up Ford as well, by the way. I do have an alert set at Ford to go ahead and buy some shares at $22 if it does come down to it. It is currently trading at $22.60 because of the great news that they had earlier this morning. But if it does somehow, some way come down, I think it could be a quick and easy scalp.
Oh, and do want to mention I still have my swings on in Palantir and Zillow, though I'm damn near at support in both those.
Someone in the chat was talking about imagine trading the Qs in 2022. Imagine giving up an opportunity to make money in 2022.
Oh, burn! Oh my gosh!
Come on, man. $400 bounce. You tell me I can't make some money off of that?
Zunaid, he had a family. Come on.
Just saying. Imagine trolling. Whatever.
Hey, everyone be nice.
New year. Ford, I think, was one of the easiest kind of charts that you can find on a daily. If you guys want to kind of look at charts that set up perfectly, definitely take a look at Ford and kind of learn from that chart. Whenever you get those kind of moves where you get those fake out breakouts, one thing to look for is a fake out on the opposite direction. That's what you got in Ford when it went through that first time 21. Went back down to the support, gave you a nice hammer candle, and then went all the way back to the resistance, broke through that. So it's an important thing to look for is those extremes moves from the top to the bottom, then look for a strong reversal back. That's what you got there.
We were talking about Ford for a while too. We were, it's been my vision, if you will, or my idea that Ford is going to be your EV leader in several years.
I don't know about that.
The problem with
Ford, the fleet of electric trucks, man, Tesla ain't going to be able to hang with that if they had hooks on their wrists.
You guys still think that people are going to get this electric truck? I think that eventually people are going to realize I want the gas one again.
Nah. Well,
forget the electric one.
All right. All I know is the F-150 is the top selling truck in the world. But Ryan, if you can just zoom way out there,
it's America's truck.
Right, it's America's truck. It's just but look at the move it's already made, right? And more than one of us played that move, right? But come on now, we're talking $22 in Ford. What's the all-time high? 35?
Yeah. What do you guys see?
38, right? I mean, so okay, maybe we go to 38. I don't know. Maybe let's just say we do. This is not Tesla. This is not the kind of stock that goes to $500, right? It's just not. But that's not to say you can't make money.
Guys, let's not get too focused also on Ford. Let's look for the laggard play in GM. Look for GM to start catching that bid, and if you can see, it actually has been the last couple of days. It's pretty green as of late. Look for this to start pushing through, maybe getting through the 65. I'm going to be watching this today. So one thing to watch is, so a lot of people are looking at Ford, but you got to look at the relationship. See if that starts affecting the other stock. I think that's exactly what you got in GM. Ford did that breakout yesterday, and then look at GM's day yesterday. It was a really good day, actually. Went towards a low of 56.99 and then got all the way up to a high of 61.57.
All right. Real fast, we're about to open. So just before we do, I wanted a quick crypto update.
Let's do it.
Oh, there's my crypto. Where's my video? Heat map is mixed. Bitcoin red, ETH smidgen in the green. You got a little bit of Christmas up there right now. The futures markets are higher this morning. Bitcoin futures, ETH futures higher for the session. This heat map is going on the last 24 hours, but you got a little bit of everything here this morning on the crypto heat map. If you want some free Bitcoin, go to Voyager, enter the code ZING, Z-I-N-G, fund your account with $100, make your first trade. Use the code on the screen. There's our opening bell. The race is off. Let's bring up my scanner, as always, in Benzinga Pro. And we will watch the movers and we will watch the traders call trades out as we see them.
Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye on IMMX. Again, my entry is at $7.44 at the pre-market. It's bouncing around everywhere. I'm not going to lie to you. I am going to put an order out to go ahead and sell half of my position at $7.69 just to kind of secure some gains. I'll let you know if I get filled.
Zunaid in or out of IMX?
Still in it for now. Let's see.
Oh, wow.
Also, it looks like NVIDIA and AMD have a investors conference or some presentation or something earlier. I'll check after I'm out of this trade here shortly. Ooh, this IMX is everywhere. What was that high on that candle? I think I missed it.
Just now?
Yeah, look at that. It was 766. My out was 769 and I missed it. That's fine. You've got Tesla coming down, by the way, 1180s.
Reopening stocks still going. Keep going. No heat thus far.
Like Discovery, I might get into this trade right now. I'm looking for a pullback to 25.75 here. That's where I would look for an entry, and I'd look for it to get right back through 26. I do like this play right now. Looking strong. I might not be able to get that pullback. Go ahead.
I've also got an order out to buy IMMX just off a bounce of $7. So I have a limit order at $7.05.
Wait, I thought you were trying to
I'm already in it. I'm already in it. I'm just going to try to like play the bounce as well.
Okay.
I'm in at 744. I want to buy the bounce as well. And if it breaks 690, I will be out.
Hoth, which was one of the tickers off of the movers list this morning, really kind of popping out of the open here on some pretty decent volume. Not interested in this unless we take out the this was what the pre-market high of 132. So that's kind of the watching point here for Hoth, but it is performing well out of the gate. SPY up, just like you were saying, Mitch. It's pushing out of the open here. We'll see how long that push can actually sustain.
Yeah,
record highs, baby.
You know why? Because yesterday you got that break put on some traders. They're not like just fully bullish. That's why I felt today could be that melt up type of day. I'm really liking this DISCA, but I couldn't get the VWAP there. It's kind of a little spready, 4-cent spread there. Went to 80s. I won at 75s. I still have the order out there at 75, but I might just jump in here for the 26 break, seeing a lot of people starting to get in here. If I could get the pullback, I'll get in, but I might have to get the 26 breakout here.
Oh, let me see what's going on with it. Lucid. Lucid's still hanging around. Oh, look at that. NVIDIA crossing about 300. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put an order out on NVIDIA, especially because if they have something here. I'm going to go ahead and buy the 310s for about $2.75 for this week. Went in and got filled at $2.87. Thank you so much, E-Trade. I appreciate you.
Yo, Eden, don't be so mad about Voyager, man. We're just trying to get you $50 for free.
Also, Voyager's not an exchange. Just
I just started laughing. It was just funny, man. Man, there's that 26 breakout. Didn't come back to 75 there, guys. I wanted to get it, but DISCA already pushing through that 26. I'll look for a pullback. If not, just let it go.
I missed that this morning. The carrier buyback. Okay, so CARR. I don't know how I missed that, but there we are.
You've got IMMX coming back to the 750s, 760s. Get out. If you're uncomfortable, it's too volatile for you. Here's a blessing for you to get out.
Viacom doing well today also. That's another one you can take a look at with Discovery moving on up. I do like those trades. They're having a great day today. Kind of annoyed that I missed them right out the gates. Intel's in a potential breakout right now. Could maybe look for a push in this one. This one has been doing well. Looked like it could continue going back on up after a big pullback.
What's going on, Enver? Nice to see you. Look at Ford. He says it's ripping. It is ripping. Ford really strong out of the gate there.
Yeah, bounced up from 22.40. Did not come down anywhere near $22, which you have an
GM, same thing, Mitch. GM, same thing.
Exactly. GM, right? So you seeing Ford go crazy. I would rather have played that GM push right there. That was an 85-cent pop right out the gates.
GM closer to its all-time highs, by the way. Hoth halted, evidently.
I'm going to go put an alert here to sell just a quarter at $3.30 on my NVIDIA trade. So we got about, 50 cents on that one. The other, I'm going to go ahead and set an order for $3.80. I'll let you guys know when I get filled on the second one, but that first quarter, we are out.
Ford just rocketing up to be your top gainer in the S&P of the day right now. Just wow, 23 on the mind. Holy cow, Ford!
Nice move.
Halliburton jumps out to me right now. They had a pop right there. Schwab with a nut. Whoa, Schwab with a nice move off the open. Was it an upgrade that I missed? Possible.
I think it's a. Schwab doesn't have that bad of a forward PE, right?
Look at guys. Look at Schwab here. Let me bring up the chart. Look at this SCHW this morning. Let's pull up a daily on Schwab.
Lucid breaking down there, guys.
Wow.
Lucid just broke through the hourly support of 40.61. Look for the next touchdown towards the next level of support. I'd look for a pullback towards 39.90s or $40. Then look for the reversal there. Fisker, let me take a look at Fisker. How's Fisker doing today? Looking at this one potentially for a long. Yeah, I kind of like it here. I'm looking for a little bit of a retrace here, and then I'm going to look for a long getting into this. We want to see it retrace the VWAP, get back above 17.
Mitch, you called out GM a few minutes ago. They're following forward. So 63 now in GM.
Yeah, man, look at that.
Nice call out. It's a shame you didn't.
That hamster running.
It's a shame you didn't buy it, but nice call nonetheless.
Yeah, one of the things is I'm a lot of times I see a lot of stocks. I can't buy them all. Unfortunately, I don't have Dennis Dick type of money, so I can't buy them all.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that one.
Hey.
Yeah, Mitch, I'm in the same boat. I see a lot. I want to, but I just can't buy everything. And I have also noticed something else is that when I try to buy everything, I end up losing. I'm not paying attention. I trade worse when I try to do that. I try to focus it, but I'm with you. I feel the exact same way. I see things, I identify things, they end up going, and I'm like, darn.
Here's a good tip, guys. And I've seen this from my stats. Usually when I'm not in it, I can see things clear.
Yeah.
So just to kind of give you guys some insight, you guys hear me talking about stocks, ask if I'm in it. I'm probably going to see it clear if I'm not in the stock.
Hey, Eden, why don't you send us an email, shows@benzinga.com with like your actual feedback on Voyager. We take all feedback seriously. So I'll put it up on the screen. I'll just put it in the chat right now. Shows@benzinga.com. Put like Voyager in the subject or your name or something so we know it's you. But okay, wait, I do have to hop though because I have to get ready for a 9:45 meeting in a few minutes. But I will catch you guys over on Benzinga Live today. We got another great show prepared, but I will be watching you guys in the meantime. So keep calling out those trades. I don't know what else to say besides holy cow forward. Reopening is still going. I wondered if it would. It did off the open at least. The airlines popped, the cruise lines popped, and software dropped. So continuation of yesterday off the open.
Let's see if we can find a theme in today, right? So let's start taking a look here. I'm running through the SPY here, looking at the top gainers on the SPY. You got Ford, right? So that's auto manufacturers. You got Halliburton. That's oil up, good. So if you look here at the two top ones, you got, so on our sectors, we got energy and financial services, then industrials. After that, basic materials. So we're going to kind of look to see if there's a pattern here. Next one up there, you got Oxy. So oil doing really well today. If you want to look at some oil plays, I would definitely be watching them. They're doing well, like MRO, CVX. You can also look at the Chevron. They're all doing really well. So oil having a hell of a day there. So definitely keep your eyes on oil today. Let's keep going towards the
real quick, Mitch. Let me just jump in here. Yeah. Hoth halted again, 158. So we just talked about Hoth. Here we are again, another halt at 158. I am not in this, but I am absolutely watching this. So if you're in this, just be aware. Halt.
Lucid coming right down to that 40 price point. Look how that thing gets right down to that price point and then gets right back. I might take this actually up here. It would be a smaller share size here because this is a reversal type of trade. You got to be careful.
I'm hoping the momentum from that halt will go ahead and give IMMX a boost here. It kind of is, but I'm gonna need it again. I've got a quarter size here, and boom, I am freaking out. Half my size at $7.69 on IMMX. The rest, I'm gonna go ahead. We'll get about another half at $7.97.
Long Lucid guys for that 40 reversal. Don't want to get it past 392 on the downside. That's the risk.
Yeah, you should be able to get that one at least to test VWAP and get.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, literally back to VWAP and then see if the strength comes in at VWAP. If it rejects his VWAP, then we just get out and take the gain. But if it can get back above VWAP, back above 41, I mean, that'd be a monster move right there. We'll see if we can get that back up.
We had NVIDIA go all the way up to $3.70. My limit price on another size of it was $3.84. Unfortunately, we didn't get filled on that. But let's see. Let's hang out, see what happens. Ford back up again, testing 23s.
What's going on out there in the chat? I know you guys are all working hard. Don't worry about mentioning things. If you guys are trading right now, work on your execution, but definitely want to give a shout out to some of the people that are always in the chat. RM, Ashton, Mike, Adolfo, Tiny, of course, BNZ Trading. We got Nando in the chat. Even my boy Enver in the chat. Jake out there. Daniel. It's good to see you guys in the chat. Master of the Stonks. Talking about Disney. We'll definitely take a look here. Lucid trying to work back up here. Not looking bad for me. I got a 40.13 entry. We're looking for it to get back up towards the VWAP, which is 40.50s for me. And then above that, we'll see if it can continue making moves.
NVIDIA coming back down. Good.
No, I was just saying I'm looking around. I have nothing.
Yeah, you've got NVIDIA coming back down to test the lows at $300.50. Again, that $300 is what I want to hold. You've got now IMMX coming right back down as well. Man, come on.
Tesla looks like we had some profit taking out of the open, bouncing right back to 1,200, building above now 1,201 right here. We'll see on Tesla.
Yeah, let's see what's in Tesla.
SPY reversing to the downside there. Let's see if it gets back through 480s. Remember, I talked about how that was so important today. Look how we get up there towards 479.98 and reject on the SPY. Why is it important? It's a whole dollar price point. A lot of people watching it, multiple time frames looking at it. Let's see if it gets back through that level. That's why we pay attention to those 1 minute candles also too. You see how quickly it went off of that 479.98 and then right back down to 479.50.
And while you were saying that, Mitch, NASDAQ went red temporarily. Here we are at about unchanged, but it did go red there.
All right, guys. Lucid rejecting from that 40.40. He's got to keep this on watch. Don't want it to get through the break-even price point. We wanted to get above this 40, but it did a really quick move up there to the 40 and rejected back down. So I don't want to get stopped out on the downside. Looking for that continuing move above the VWAP.
Looking at these Tesla calls, looking at the 1300s for this week, they were about 650 when I blinked, then came back, and now it's $8. So that's always sad. But it's like, man, another 100 points. Like, yes, Tesla can do it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, Jesus. I'm gonna find a way to play Tesla. I'm waiting for this 10-minute candle to close again. We're about 5 minutes away. I want to see where it goes, especially if it closes above the previous close of yesterday, which is 1199.78. I would be interested in this one.
Jeans 34, really appreciate comments like this. I just want to thank you guys for doing what you do. Blessings to come for everybody in here. That is the whole goal of this show, is to kind of have a community where we raise the tide for everyone involved. So hearing you say that is great vindication of what we're trying to do here. Sugar Gum, same thing. These segments are awesome, very informative for beginners like me. Thanks, guys. It is our pleasure. If we are helping you, we are doing the right thing. So really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we're not here, guys, to try to act like heroes and tell you guys we made 20K today, because that wouldn't benefit any beginner trader. So definitely we're here to show you guys our process and have you guys learn how we attack the market and look for trades. Essentially, it's how you set up everything. That's what we're trying to show you guys, and not really necessarily for you guys to copycat trading off of us, because what you need to do is find what works best for your personality. You'll see Zunaid trade different. You'll see Ryan trade different. You'll see I trade different. Why is that? Because everybody's personality is slightly different. Look what works for you, not works against you.
Hoth was unhalted coming down, trading about 149, 148. It went as high as, what was that? About $1.66, I believe. Now it's trading. Here, you can see it on my screen right there. There you go. Perfect.
All right, guys. Don't want this to get back through that low of 40.11. That's on the downside here. So keeping an eye on Lucid. It needs to get back up there towards 40, 50s. Don't want it to crack that 40.11 on the downside. That's going to be the out. We'd lose maybe 2 cents if that hits there. But if it gets to the 50s, we're looking at a nice 40-cent gain or 38-cent gain.
All right, I'm going to do it. Good God. I'm going to go ahead.
There we go.
Do not follow me on this. Do not.
Warning.
Warning. I was afraid. I'm a little upset
Warning.
that I missed it yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. Went ahead and got filled. $1,300 calls on Tesla. Got filled at $6.65. I am going to anticipate losing at least 50% of my money on this contract. I'm trying to anticipate a move. I could easily be wrong. And as I speak, I'm already down $60. So do not follow me on this. Enjoy, grab popcorn, and watch me lose money. And let that be your entertainment. Do not follow.
Guys, half off there on Lucid at 40.40. We're going to look for the rest of it to continue working. Break even on the rest. We'll see if it gets back above there. But definitely break even on the rest. Not a bad trade there for Lucid.
Sugar Gum, do we have brokers for beginners? Recommendations? Yeah, I mean, you could go with TD Ameritrade. You could go with E-Trade. Trade Zero is a really good one if you want direct access. Might be a little complex looking in the beginning, but E-Trade is nice.
Look at this one today, guys. DISCA, guys. I like this one. Well, I talked about it on Money Mitch yesterday. So if you guys don't follow Money Mitch, definitely I'd say check out Money Mitch at 4 o'clock. I talk a lot about what I'm looking for the next day. Look at this hourly chart. Look how beautiful it broke out there. Nice little push towards 26.63. DICA having a good almost 5% day already. So great trade there. VWAP hold right out through that 26. I didn't want to get that 26. I wanted to get the VWAP, but when it went back to 25.78, I never got the fill at 75s, and it just pushed on through. But nice day for DICA. For that, you can also look at Viacom. I would also see if Viacom's continuing its nice move. Look for this one to kind of get through that 33. Kind of like this one right now. If it could get back towards VWAP 32.70 and then watch it go towards 33.
You've got Chirmo in the chat saying, why take that trade then? I assume he's referring to my Tesla thing. I mean, you have to understand real quick, you've got an IMMX coming down on $7. I did get filled. I got a stop loss at $6.90. For me, that's my risk tolerance, right? Chirmo, I am perfectly okay taking that risk. But oftentimes, unfortunately, I don't know how many viewers we have, maybe 500 plus, they'll want to follow and they'll be like, oh, here's a Tesla trade. I wanted to get in. Someone else who I know has done really well is going to get in, so I should get in too. And then unfortunately, if it doesn't work out, it leaves a bitter taste. So it's more so like, hey, I'm blessed to have a portfolio where things are going great. I can handle that risk and I want to get in the trade. It's not like I expect to lose it in the sense of, oh, I know it's going to be a loser, but it's more so, hey, I'm comfortable with losing 50% of that trade. And Tesla's a wild mover. I could lose that in a matter of 7 minutes, and I'd hate for anyone else to get into that. It's not safe like Ford. Speaking of which, Ford has been doing really well today. Now it's at 23.21, up about 7% almost.
GM also holding the highs there.
Zunaid, just to kind of add to what you were saying, because I get this question too all the time when we're talking about how do you decide when to take YOLOs or when to take higher risk trades, the whole 9 yards. This all plays into it. What I think you're trying to describe is that you're not hoping to lose money, obviously.
Of course not,
you wouldn't be solvent, but you are willing to pay the price for the risk for that particular trade. And that calculus is likely, in fact, it's definitely going to be different for everyone else in here. And I think that that's where your warning is coming from. Hey,
Absolutely.
Look, I'm taking something that is high risk, but I'm okay with the downside if the downside comes. Of course, you're not hoping to lose it. You want that to go up. But
all right, guys, Michael Long Fisker here. Just want to interrupt. I did see a big some buyers step up there at 96, 97s, 2,900 shares going through there. Right now, you got at 1690s, 12,000 shares rolling through there. Definitely, I think someone started stepping up there in the 96, 97s. They just added at the 90s. That would put them somewhere between about 7 cents, so 93s. Think about them at the 92s or 93s. We're going to see the pressure put on them right now at the VWAP. We don't want it to get below the 1678. I got in there at 1690s here. We'll see if it can get back up through 17.
The fills that I have on IMMX at $7.05. I've got a limit order out at $7.19 to go ahead and get out of those. And keep in mind, we did lock some gains on IMMX at $7.69.
I'm getting Hut, Mara, Ryan, or Ryan.
Blue 42
Riot.
said hut.
Mitch practicing his cadence here, his snap cadence. The Bitcoin stocks, obviously we have a pop in Bitcoin right now, trying to take out 48,000 in the Bitcoin futures. The Bitcoin stocks are following suit, right? So Riot, Mara, I think isn't GGPI one, or is that an EV company? Am I mixing that up? I think that's an EV.
You're talking to EV, but
was one of the other ones.
Yep.
You've got a Hoth near VWAP here at $1.37 on TradingView.
Set a course for the Hoth system.
Might get out here on Fisker. It's starting to test my risk right now. Need to
not
get
the
right
biggest
above 80s.
Not the biggest fan of how Tesla went ahead and closed below the 10-minute on this EMA. Looks like Tesla is going to be I'm down about 25%. If it doesn't bounce back up here, right, I will go ahead and say this. I'm going to cut this. If it breaks about 1185, we'll go ahead and say I'm going to go ahead and take an L on this one. I'll lose about 25 to 30% on the trade. We'll see if it happens. I'll let you guys know my feel as always. And it looks like Affirm is coming down a bit as well.
They're probably going to get stopped out in Fisker if it breaks here. Literally hand on the trigger.
All right, I want to got stopped out $4.75. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. Not to worry. I'm keeping an eye on the Fisker trade here. We're going to look for this kind of the hold right here, the support, the 75 that it was going through. I did see some volume get through there, so we're looking for it to get back above VWAP. If it did get back above VWAP, that's going to start being our risk out, actually, because that would be the third time that we get through VWAP. And you guys have heard me talk about that before. The third time that I see VWAP, I want to see that VWAP completely hold. And then we need the volume to come back into the trade. So I'm going to even draw a trend line here for the volume. We want to see a block show up here, a volume, nice popping out here, showing us that nice volume pop into the move. We'll see if we get that here. All right, let me look out. Still holding that Lucid. Let me see here how Lucid performing. Oh, there you go. It stopped me out there on the move back down. That's why you put the stop. I mean, I literally put it out there because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about this. I took some gain there at 40s, and I let the rest of it work. It didn't get there, so I broke even on the rest. Sounds good to me.
Ford's just chugging along. It said, screw Tesla. I'm listening to what Ryan said.
Say what? What did I miss?
I said Ford's just chugging along. I said, screw Tesla. I'm going to the highs.
See?
And Ryan believes in me.
Look at the banks. Shout out to Easy Mike, who's shouting out BAC. Bank of America is running. All of them are. JPM, Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, man. Goldman Sachs 400. We talked about it. Look at it. 408 now. I've been looking for this to get to 420s. In 2 days, it might get there. It's crazy.
NVIDIA did go ahead and break that 300. Let me go ahead and take a look at it real quick. I feel like every time I take these partials at this point, I might as well just take the whole thing because the partials get filled and you come back and you're just like, nope.
Someone killed it on GM.
Nice.
Voodoo's, keep watching that charge point for me. I'm still seeing your messages in the chat. I'm just trying to take my eyes off of it because one thing I don't like doing on swing trades is watching every tick.
Yeah, me
because
too.
It's a swing trade. I already know my risk. I'm just watching the trade today, and we'll see how it closes.
One of the other things I'm watching, I'm not positioned for this yet, and this is also high risk. So just be advised. A shout out from one of our happy hour guests who's analyst, former analyst, and actually lives in Asia, was saying that a lot of the Chinese stocks are liable to trade up into the Lunar New Year, which I don't have that exact date. I believe it was February. And then also the Olympics, right? They want to save face globally by having the market and everything look great for the start of the Olympics, which is February 3rd, I believe, is the opening ceremony for the Winter Olympics. So the way to play this in my mind is K-Web. Instead of exposing yourself to an individual name like Baba or Baidu, names that have been severely beaten down recently, K-Web is the ETF for some of these Chinese names and offers you maybe less risk than an individual name. So we've talked about it all the time. I'm very against trading Chinese stocks just because I can't verify that the information out of the company is correct. But this K-Web for a very short-term trade, the information that I'm getting is pretty good. This guy is pretty plugged in. So this is something interesting. I'm not in a position now. I'm seeing here that it's bouncing off the 34.82 level. It's trying to hold 35, but this might be interesting for a shorter-term swing trade. No position at this time.
On IMMX, I went ahead and got filled 3/4 of the size that I bought at $7.05. Got filled at $7.19 to take that off. Now we've got a quarter position left there and a quarter position left from the 744 fills that we were hoping to sell at $7.95. So locking in gains, impossible for us to go red unless it completely blows through my stop, which is $6.90. NVIDIA is looking to bounce here. And Tesla with a wick on the 10-minute, trying to figure out what it wants to do with about 3 minutes left to go in the 10-minute candle. And Ford is at 23.35. Let's take a look at GM as well.
Out Fisker, 20-cent stop out. You guys have it out there. Broke that line. I'm out. Out the Fisky. All right, time to look around, trying to find some trades.
Yeah,
what's going
too.
on out there? All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at sectors.
Look at a firm.
Energy, financial services, industrials doing well today. One that I was looking to do well was farm and heavy construction. It's doing well today. Techs doing well today. You can look at some of these like DE. Look at Deere having a great day today. So one of the things that I wanted to look at was an infrastructure play going into the year. And it looks like DE is literally giving us that right now. So you can take a look at Caterpillar, also looking strong. I'd be looking at this one to get on up there. I'm going to keep these on watch, definitely. I think they're doing really great. And you guys can keep your eyes on farm and heavy construction. Let's keep going. Let's look at what else is doing well. Basic materials, another good day for copper and coal. Coal has been really well. One that has been moving well with it is BTU. I'd keep that one on watch. It's coal's not anything that I've played before, but it very much well be into 2022. If we're going to keep having inflation and coal's going to keep coming up as an asset, as a hard asset, we'll see if this can continue making moves and get back up there towards 15. Right now it's trading at 11.50. Just broke out. I would look for a pullback towards 11 or 10.88s.
You've got Tesla coming back down. Looked like it was going to perk up without me, but now it's coming right back down. The lows of the day are about 11.78. So if you wanted to take a stab at it, once it gets to 11.80s, you can go ahead and grab a call. Maybe at the 1300s if you wanted a little bit more risk. But just know that you're going to need to give it some room. Therefore, you're going to be okay. You have to be okay with about a 20%, 25% stop. On NVIDIA, we still have that quarter position left where we got filled at 287, and now it's trading at $1.78. So we're down $1 on that position. But keep in mind, we had sold some earlier. I'm going to go ahead and buy one more here at $1.80. Why? Because I'm hoping that this level right over here, the 297, was going to hold, and then we'll see at least a back test of 300s. That's what I kind of want to see. Have this level hold, test around, say, 299 or so. So maybe I can get about 75 cents back on this contract. We'll see if that happens. If it goes lower, though, I will go ahead and get out.
All right, looking around, guys, looking what I'm seeing out there. I'm seeing lodging up today. Not a bad one to take a look at. You got Marriott up about 3%, Hilton up about 2.2%. So definitely those kind of moving. That's kind of the reopening trade out there. Peril still doing well. DDS and also Macy's continuing on the upside. It's not a big move today, but it has been moving on the upside there.
I'm out on the NVIDIA, went ahead and got filled at $1.64. So I lost 16 cents on the ad at near 297 out of everything on NVIDIA. We took partials. This is why we scale out. But on NVIDIA, even with the scale out, I am red on the NVIDIA trade. On IMMX, we're doing pretty well on that one, as it's now trading at $7.24. But NVIDIA was red for me, and as was Tesla.
Yeah, we actually got a scalp on Tesla yesterday, guys, towards the high of the day when you guys got out of here, Ryan and Zunaid. We were able to get that VWAP recovery into the high of the day. So we'll look to see if maybe we get a scalp on Tesla a little bit later. But yeah, definitely a couple of rejections there at the high there around the 12.07 area.
Tesla looked strong all day yesterday. Your scalp opportunities must have been great.
Oh, it was beautiful. Right off the VWAP, we got it
all day.
All right, so it looks like the growth stock's taking a hit today. Look at QS. Look how this is starting to really get hit. This shows me a little bit of concern for kind of certain types of that January effect trade, right? And so just be careful out there for some of these crazy growth stock ones. And for that, let's take a look at ARKK. It's probably suffering, right? And what do you see? Boom. Look at this. That's not the growth trade right there.
No, it isn't.
That's not the growth trade. Just showing you guys these things are taking a hit. What is taking a hit here? So she has Fate taking a beating right now. Biotech stock there that is taking a hit hard on the downside right now. DNA also taking a hit. This is Genko Bioworks. What other ones are taking a hit? CRISPR Therapeutics. I don't know how the hell she got into that stock, but you got Beam Therapeutics here. ZM down 4%. You see how all these, and these are big positions. TWOU, Zoom, those are big positions. DocU down 4%. Hood down 4%. I know a lot of people were thinking, yeah, Hood is going to come back. I'm going to buy it now. It's going to 50.
Going to 50.
This thing hasn't shown any single sign of strength since the IPO. I think to me, this is just going to keep coming down. I'd look for more closer towards the 15s. I'm looking for in Hood. Roblox out of favor, guys. That's one that's been out of favor. Also Unity out of favor. You started seeing it yesterday with the ones that went into favor, some that went out of favor. Unity and Roblox went with it.
You know, Mitch, the whole market is pulling here. I saw Chermo was mentioning that the IWM was really pulling back. That's absolutely the case. The SPY is pulling back. Really, the only thing that's holding here is the Dow. NASDAQ's really kind of selling off. So that explains a lot of some of these moves.
What did we do here, guys? So clear as day, right? So one time to get through that 479.87. The second time we get up there, we go all the way up to 479.98. The third time we get on up there, we reject right off of that 87. We actually get towards a high of 89. Now we need to get back above that 480. That 480 being a big key resistance right now. We'll see if we can get back on up there. If not, we'll probably test back down to what I would call an hourly support. And if I look at the hourly support, I can see moves down closer towards 478.77. We'll see if that can kind of hold here. If not, it could pull back down.
And I'm seeing a couple of shouts here in the chat on NLSP, ticker NLSP, which is up 50% right now. Looks like Kings is asking. Ron was mentioning it. This is a patent news, right? So if you flip out, Mitch, if you could throw my screen up here real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you've got Benzinga Pro, which I hope that you do. If you don't, go sign up for a free trial. It's free. In here, you actually have the news that looks like is running this morning. Now, be careful with patent news because sometimes these are hit or miss. This particular stock, if you followed it, has run on patent news in the past. Looks like it's a drug for ADHD. So that's probably what's driving this here today. I can't tell you if this is going to be hard. The way I would trade this is just kind of using some of the technicals that Mitch likes to show you every single day, right? Wait for support and resistance levels. The first trade here was obviously going to be a break of the pre-market high. At that point, probably would have been a trim and trail situation here. As for a new trade, given this spike here, I'm absolutely not going to chase these candles. I'm going to wait for us to come back in a little bit and consolidate, and then maybe watch the level 2 to see if it sets up for another push. So NLSP up on patent news today. No position. I'm seeing a couple of people in the chat. My average is 124. Okay, so you're up pretty nice. You actually looks like you bought near the bottom. Great job. I'd trim and trail there. Make sure you don't let this trade go red on you. Good stuff, though.
All right, to me, this is a full ABCD pattern. So I just completed the C move. Now you're looking at D. I would look for D to get slightly above $2, and it kind of makes sense. The whole dollar push out and below it, right? So I would look for a spike out, look for that last high, and then it start knocking down. Reason why is it's just a common pattern where you see a stock break out on the A move. Then it does a B move, a C move. Usually the D drives, but then fails to continue going. That's what I'm looking at now. I would look for a drive to $2, but I would probably be my personal thing. I'd be selling into that push because at least from my technical analysis, this would be the last push.
And Mitch, and I know, as I said, I'm not in this. If I was in this, I think you're spot on right there. I would have waited for a 2. So I was talking about trimming and trailing. That's just to make sure the trade doesn't go red on you. If we do, in fact, push through 2, I think you might actually be able to get up to 205 on that pop. I'd probably just use a market order to close my position because, again, I want to take advantage of that momentum pushing us through 2, just like Mitch was saying.
Yep.
Good stuff, folks.
We'll see if we get that $2 breakout. Also look for some orders to show up on the level 2 near that. So that can help you. If there's a wall and then it breaks through that wall.
Yeah, the VIX is good.
Look for key support areas for the bid to show up with good volume, right? So on the pullbacks, you're looking for the volume not to probably come in at, like, let's say 195 here. You would probably think 190, right? The right below it, that risk to return, looking for that $2 breakout. So that's where the buyers love to step up. Look for that to show you on the level 2 on the time and sales so that you can see the bid just flowing through. Some people just throwing orders up on the bid saying, fill me here, instead of fill me on the offer. You can go ahead, Zunaid.
I was going to say that you've got the Qs that are slightly below 400. I'm keeping an eye on it. I've been staring at it like a creep. I'm trying to see what it's going to do. It's still battling. Hasn't quite broken 399.50 just yet. Also looking at flow to see if there's anything interesting that comes in. But so far, nothing crazy. Ford's trying to test new highs again.
Yep. 2340 here. We popped that new highs on Ford.
I'll tell you what trade is not on the China trade. Look at Baba. Buyer. Look at Baba today, PDD. PDD was down, I think, almost massive. JD's down 6%.
EZGO going to be halted. Really huge push there as we were talking about GM. EZGO, ticker EZGO, halt at 189.
Guess what stocks I said? Look, guys, threes. My first one's on the chart right here. Battery plays. EVgo was the first stock I put on the chart. The first stock. There's a reason why, guys, we're looking for charging stations to do well. ChargePoint, EVgo, Volta. Look for maybe potentially those to start moving with this halt.
Mitch,
so you got ChargePoint
on that. I just saw the price action.
Oh, I'll look for some news. I'll look for some news. I'm pretty sure there's something out there. It's probably a partnership, but we'll keep watching. ChargePoint pulling back there. I might add to my position here, actually. But let me look at Volta. How's Volta performing? Volta's actually down. Let's see if this can start spiking. We would want to see the volume start just piling in as kind of a laggard effect, people jumping into the trade. But EZGO, definitely big push on up there. We'll see if this can keep going.
Man, I'm like looking to get into Ford here, but it just keeps chucking. It's like, come back to VWAP, please.
GME crushing down, guys. AMC traders, be careful out there. That one's also a pretty bad looking chart now. I would be really bearish. I'm sorry, guys. Apes out there. I'm bearish AMC. It does not look good at all, guys. It looks like it wants to take out the lows, and if this takes out the lows there, we could really be in a world of hurting.
I'm going to grab the Qs. I got filled at $1.41 on the 401 calls expiring tomorrow on the Qs. If it breaks $399.50, I'll go ahead and get out. If I go ahead and go red on this trade, I am never trading from my laptop and PC again because this is not the move. This is
okay. Perfect. I'm seeing what happened here. So I have EV go. You got EZ go. You see how quickly you can get mixed up there? It's like there's a stock right now, Lucid. There's Lucid, and then there's Lucid Diagnostics. There's so many tricks out there in the tickers, Yeah, one little letter there, big difference there.
And we've talked about this with Tesla, right? TSLA and TLSA. How many times did TLSA get bought because a piece of news on Tesla came out and people fat fingered it?
I keep looking at Lucid Diagnostics. I'm not even lying. I keep putting LUCD instead of LCDID. LCID.
So, Mitch, take a look at NLSP. Not only did we get that push through too, it actually went way more. I was saying you might get 205, hit that market order into that push. It didn't matter where you hit that because you were going to get filled. This thing's pushing 224, 225 now, new highs. NLSP. I see in the chat, Ron, in at 127, stopped out at 205. Ron, that's how it's done. Thanks for showing us how it's done. Great trade. Webcoin gonna hatha loogie. Oh, you guys are hilarious.
Stock went to $2, pulled back towards 190, then pushed towards that $2.
Yep.
Usually think about the psychology. Where did buyers like to step up? Buyers like to step up on the whole dollar or slightly underneath it. A lot of times, let's say if this was even $3, it'd be 290s. So look for that kind of step up and look for the bid to come in there. Not a bad trade. I would have been probably buying the $2 breakout and selling right into that move. Probably it's around the 215s, 18s. That's probably where I would have been selling, as I saw a little bit of a slowdown there in the 25s. All right, guys. The one that
this is green here, folks.
I might have to close square today. That one's really being a dragger right now, guys. I thought Square would finally catch a bid here. It just broke through that 158.55, which is an important level for me. I talk about hourly supports, right? We want to see them hold. It needs to get back on up there. If not, we're going to go ahead at 157. If it gets below that, we probably get out of Square for a loss on the swing trade.
Q's out, man. Lost about 20 cents on that one. Out at $1.21. I was in at $1.47. Not my day. I'm going to stop trading here. I'll hang out with you guys, but unless I see something spectacular from God, I'm not trading.
Zunaid, that's just how it goes sometimes. I've been kind of stuck in that mode
not
for a
my
long
day.
time. Really dialing back the trades until I feel like I have an edge and I'm going to be able to control what it is I'm doing. Really dialing things back, and there's nothing wrong with that. Protect your capital at all costs.
Yeah. Nvidia, we had two great trades on Nvidia yesterday. Unfortunately, that one didn't work out. IMMX is the only one that's been looking really, really nice for us. That's what's saving me is IMMX. If you see my screen right here, we bought the dip on the $7 as well, sold along the way. So that's the thank you, IMMX. Appreciate you.
Best trade of the day, I think, still Discovery. Look at that. Nice, beautiful move. VWAP holds. Looks like the value trade is on there. I would say also Viacom, also probably doing well. Let's take a look there. That's VICA. No, VCIA. No, what's Viacom? I always get this one wrong. There you go. Let's see if this one can break out. I might actually trade this one. VIAC. Another one that I was looking at was MSGE. See what was going to happen with that. I'm looking for some kind of different types of value plays to kind of keep doing well. Is Intel doing well? It was doing well, but then even that turned around. You see how this one looked? Look, breakout, huge rejection, man. That is weird. That right there, that's not the price action you want to see. Because I was looking for this type of trade, right? So that made sense all here. Until you see that, then it's like, okay, no, that trade that you're looking at probably isn't there. So you just got to be careful out there. Definitely. What did I say today was? It was the Rubik's Cube type of market. And I think they're definitely seeing it out there. You got to have the right matching pair. And if you don't, I mean, they'll get you out there.
Dude, they're buying these. You know what? All right.
Thanks, Christian. Thanks, Robert. See you guys helping me out there.
I'm seeing them buy about $50,000 worth or so, which isn't that much. Actually, excuse me, about $100,000 worth of the 2450 calls on Ford. I'm going to pull up Ford here in a second. I'll answer someone's question in the chat about why I took Tesla, even though they cleared pre-market highs. Yeah, I'm not going to trade Ford up here, but if Ford does come back to VWAP around $23 or so, I'd be interested in getting in. But right here, it's just had way too nice of a run for me to get in. Someone feel free to interrupt me if we're taking a trade here. But for Tesla, right, if you want to pull up my charts.
Yeah, got you.
So this is where I went ahead and took the trade, right around here, because I was hoping for this 10-minute candle to close above VWAP would be step 1, and hopefully above this EMA would be step 2, and 3 would have been beautiful if it closed over the 1200. I saw it go up. I didn't take the trade there. I saw it kind of linger around this area here near VWAP, and I went ahead and grabbed some calls. I will be honest, and I said this when I was taking the trade as well. I said I was a little irritated because I didn't quite get the move yesterday, so my emotions were getting the best of me, which is why I said, hey, here's my mindset it as, and I tried to front run, which clearly did not work out. That's why I said learn from me and my mistakes. I tried to front run it. It did close above VWAP here on the 10-minute, which I liked, but unfortunately went ahead and closed below the next 10-minute candle and just could not get it up. Hindsight, that $1,200 could have been the resistance there. Short would have been the move, but I did go ahead and lose about 27% because I recognized that, hey, this is dumb. Get out instead of the 50% that I planned on losing initially. I know we're coming up close. I am going to sell that last quarter of IMMX here at $7.40. Let me put that order in there. I'm out. That one we got filled at $7.05. Sold 3/4 at $7.19, and the rest we just got out at $7.40. Still have a quarter left from 744. We'll see what happens with that one.
All right, one that I'm liking right now is Cleveland Cliffs. So looking for potentially trading this. This would just be kind of either a day trade into a swing trade, depending on the reaction towards the top side here. But I do like the look here. It's starting to play around here at the VWAP. You got a 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up. I want this 3 down to hold a support here, then break back out through the 2195s, getting through 22.
Yeah, I appreciate your vision, Nago. Absolutely. I mean, to me, it's all about risk reward. That's what we kind of preach on a lot. Unfortunately, didn't quite pan out. But even though I think I've lost on NVIDIA, I've lost on Tesla, IMMX, because of our risk reward, I'm still perfectly fine thanks to IMMX and the way that it's been trading and the risk reward that we had, right? When we went ahead and bought IMMX at $7.05, we said, hey, 690 was going to be my stop loss. That's 15 cents of a stop loss. It ran all the way close to 760s after we bought it. So risk reward is going to be everything.
Starter on, guys. Cliff. We'll see if Cliff can kind of come up here looking for trades that we're looking for the bullish side move. Now we want to see this hold the support that it just created, which was 2192. Don't want to see it below 2192 here. Want to see it get through 22, and you also want to see the volume increase at that push through to 22, because we know how hold dollars like to react, and you want to see some traders get it in there for that breakout.
Jay Rice saying anything with a high PE getting whacked. Exactly.
Yep.
Jay. One of the things that I was saying is that this year is probably going to be value versus growth. And I think value ends up winning out. That's what we're seeing so far. Will this continue? We're just going to have to watch and see, but that's exactly right.
All right, guys, some big traders stepping up there at 2197 and 2198. They're the ones that got it to touch 22 right now. What was that? That was 10,000 share order, 12,600 share order. Those are the types of orders that I look for, guys, when I'm looking for the time and sales. I know there's a lot of like those 100 orders. I don't really pay attention to those. I'm looking for the big boys. And anything that's over 1,000 shares, I want to kind of know. Look how there was that 10,000 right at 2197. Right now at 2203, another 10,000 share order. To me, that's someone stepping up to the plate, not stepping down and selling. They're stepping up because they're building that average really close to 22, looking for the extension right now. There you guys have it. Up there, it's 2206. We'll look for 2211s to come into as a resistance, and then look for a push through there.
And then looking at EZGO, which is one we were just talking about. This did pop too. It was exactly like NLSP, frankly, very, very similar. In fact, the same number. Two what was the number there? As soon as it pushed through, we traded all the way up to. We had a high print here of 212. Big pullback here to 180, but there is the trade opportunity in there. So we'll see if EZGO sets up again.
All right, guys, taking a second here to ask you guys a favor. I know that we've been on here now for over an hour here. We want you guys to support us. We do this absolutely for free, but we need you guys to go ahead and subscribe and like. So definitely hit that bell and hit that like button. Support us as we continue going. All right, got towards 2208 here. We're starting to look. We want to see kind of that VWAP hold now. 2195's hold on any pullback for Cliff. We're looking for it to take out the highs. 2219. We'll see if it can do that.
And then see Jeff D's in the chat calling out that Neo coming into support here. So looking at Neo, looks like this 31, 32 level acted as support, and then previous resistance. We did bust through that. Looks like we're sitting on that now. If we can actually hold here in reverse, maybe there is a potential opportunity in there. Nice shout out, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I'm looking at that hourly chart. I see more 3154 for me as support, but there's also that level here. There's a low 3166.
Yeah, the 3150 level, that's definitely more of a near-term support. 32 goes all the way back to last year.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me see what you guys are seeing. That's what it's about, guys.
That's what it's about. I had to look at the chart to see what Jeff was seeing. Great
job.
job.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's take a look, see what's going on out there. LMT being called out. That one looks like probably one that has been having a good day. Look at that. Lockheed Martin. Boom. Rip out, guys. Rip out. That one right there. Value trade is on, guys. Value trade is on. Let's look at the consumer defensive, see what we're seeing. Farm products up 1%. What are these farm products that are doing well today? You can look at AGRO. That's an interesting one. Has an interesting chart here. Ran through 8 yesterday. Could get through 8 today. Keeps fighting that $8. If it gets through there, could get a nice little lift. AGRO. This is a farm product stock. We'll see if it holds the support and gets back through there.
Someone's asking about a firm. Yeah, firm just took like a nice little. It's just to the downside here. You're down about 8% on that one. I'm not sure where I would look to get into firm. I am not going to try to bottom tick this one. I don't know if anyone else has any insight on this one. But firm down about 8%.
I think a firm is one of those that really had a huge run. I think this is another one of those that is in danger of being cut in half again from the current level that we're at. I would not be shocked to see 40 prints on this name. Obviously, if we do continue to sell off, 50 is going to be a big time support. And if we go beneath that, I think you're going to go to 40s almost certainly. Not necessarily comment on the company. I just think that especially if value does prove to be to rue the day, if you will, a firm is going to be in big trouble. We'll see.
All right, guys. Cleveland Cliff up here to 2205. Not looking bad here. We'll see if we can get this to get on up there through the 2211s and really start pushing here. That's what we want to see, and we'll see if we can get it. Cleveland Cliff is a steal play. Looking to see the volume increase, and that's what I'm starting to see. So that's a good sign there. Now we just want to see the continued momentum through the 2211s. Let's see that happen. I'll throw the chart up here so you guys can watch the trade. If you guys got anything else, please let me know, so I'll throw that up also. All right, now let's go ahead and focus in here, see if we can get it to the high of the day. I'll probably take out half of it there at 22.18 and then look for the rest to continue moving for the rest of the day. All right, catching up with the chat. What's going on out there, guys? Hood, another one. Yeah, Hood is just oof. Roku under 220. What do you think? Oof. Roku?
Mitch, you need to get us an oof asset, like
oof.
the oof size asset,
Oof.
like the meme.
Well, oof soundbite. I like that.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm working on a mixer. I'm right now getting that approval. Once we get that done, we'll be back with a lot of the sounds and stuff. I haven't been wanting to mess up the audio lately, so I haven't been playing with it. I'm just trying to keep us going. But get ready, guys, because I got a lot planned for live trading. We just have been doing some other things, but it's going to be a big 2022, guys.
Yeah,
we're going to be doing a lot more here. I'm going to be bringing you guys analyst ratings. I might even throw Spencer up in the metaverse into a green room. So definitely smash the like, guys. I told him that I don't want you showing me pro. I want you in pro. I want to literally put him inside a pro where you got pro right behind him.
I love how you said I'm going to throw him up into the metaverse. That might be my favorite part of the whole thing.
Hey, you got to throw him up, man. They love Spencer in the metaverse.
In the metaverse.
Only in the metaverse, though.
On Roku, though, it's just being chopped around all since like December 17th till now. It's just been bouncing between 220 and 240s. In terms of going long, if he wanted to try to bottom tick this one, sure, 220 could be your stop loss. It's about $6-7, but I'd be more interested above 240 on this one. What do you think, Mitch?
Yeah, when you see this many levels on my chart, that's not a good sign, guys. That means it's been breaking through support. I don't like stocks like that, guys. You got to be careful with stocks like that because it's in nowhere land. Literally nowhere land. It's not on the bullish side, not on the bearish side. It's stuck in the middle between that big move that it put in from around, let's say March of 2020, the pandemic, all the way up towards the top. The top of Roku was around, let's say, February of last year. But, I mean, we ended up getting that last spike that came into August and July. And then since then, it's just been a downturn, a really bad downturn. And until that trend changes, I think you still are in the bearish. You're calling a falling knife here in the wrong kind of stocks. You're calling right now we're seeing growth get destroyed. Why would I try to call the bottom on a growth stock? Just my personal opinion. You're gonna have very low probability to call the low. Like I want to get into Fubo right now because it's retraced significantly, but at the same time, I'm just calling the low here. I'm not seeing any reaction to the upside. I'm just wanting to call the falling knife. So to me, that just shows me that we're still not out of the works. And one of the things that I was watching, and I've been talking about market breadth, right? And so one of the things that we've been watching is the total stocks that are under the SMA 200, right? At one point, this got as high as 62%. Right now, we're at 53%. One area that I'm watching is the SMA 50 compared to the SMA 200. This rating was at one point up towards 67%. Now is down towards 51%. So some of the stocks are starting to get back into the rally, but we still don't have that complete change, I think, into the bullish look. It's still looking kind of bearish. And so to me, I want to see that SMA 200 go towards 50. And then I want to see that SMA 50 kind of get below that 50%, get into the 48s, showing me that majority of stocks are actually above their SMA 50. Then we can start looking for that nice melt up to the upside.
Yeah, I'm going to have Ford up here if you want to go ahead and put up my charts. I mean, I have been looking. This is a 10-minute on Ford. I've been looking for it to come back. This VWAP one here, I was hoping for it to come back and test about 23s. I went ahead and missed it as it only hit about 23.08. This has just been incredible. Congrats to anyone else that played it. Let's go ahead and take a look at GM. I know Mitch brought that up earlier alongside Ford that we did.
Boom.
Nice little move on GM as well. It's just been staircase right here. If you're going to look at the 1 minute, GM did come back and test VWAP a couple of times right over here. That could have been a nice little entry for you, but nice moves on there. On Ford, I talked about how I'm waiting for it to come back in a little bit more towards VWAP because look how further extended it is. Does not mean it can't go higher. It just means for me to have my risk reward preference. This ain't it, Chief. But great move. Congratulations if you went ahead and caught this one. I did not. But if it comes down a little bit, right, maybe come down about 70 cents or so, I wouldn't mind grabbing $24 calls for next week, giving myself a little bit of time if possible. But that's the move on Ford. Just crazy.
All right.
And on the other side, sorry, real quick. On the other side, you go and look at Tesla. Yeah, and that ain't pretty either. So
yeah, I mean, Tesla's just taking a little bit of a, I think, like a chill type of day.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday went up. What was it? Went all the way
crazy
from,
day. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, like a $60 move, give or take. So, and that's after it had a little bit of a run up.
The big thing is that it holds that high that it broke out of yesterday. So if you look at yesterday, you look at where it broke the high of the day and then went out for that extension. As long as that level holds for me, I'm still looking at Tesla in a bullish sense. It's okay to get pullbacks, guys. All right. Spy Choppy says Webcoin. Yeah. Sometimes one of the things is if you're noticing the market is not trading with your strategy, not trading with your outlook, you can't find trades. It's okay to just pull the plug. Just say, you know what? I'll be back tomorrow, guys.
That's exactly what Zunaid did today.
That's what I did, right? I told you guys I'm just going to hang out because this ain't it. This ain't it for me.
And the quicker you do that sometimes, the more money you're going to save, guys.
Mitch, it's the same energy as cutting a loser early, right? If you realize you don't have it, you don't have the edge, your entries aren't good, it's the exact same thing. Cut it before it gets worse. Don't make it worse for yourself. Tomorrow's a new day. The sun's going to be up and you're going to have another opportunity unless you crush yourself today. So just don't do that.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and say this, and I'm going to go ahead and take a walk to clear my head before I start the rest of my day. I read this on Twitter, and I apologize. I can't remember the Twitter handle, so this is not me. But this is an example many people have given. It's not anything unique. But it's like, you get into a trade, you're up 30%, and you're like, nah, I want 50, 70, 100%, because that's what I've seen on Twitter. You go ahead and wait. That 30% becomes now a break even. And now you're like, oh, well, it'll go back up, right? It was at 30%. It's at break even. I'm fine. It hasn't hit my stop loss yet. Then it goes ahead and comes to your mental stop loss, and you're like, oh, it's going to reverse, right? Like it was at 30%, the trend, this, that, the other. Next thing you know, you're down 60, 75%. You're like, all right, well, might as well let it go to zero because I don't want to miss out in case it goes back up. I feel like an idiot. So you went from having 30% gains to being greedy, and now you're at zero. So go ahead and scale out, similar to what we did with NVIDIA. NVIDIA was a red trade for me. I already said that, no question about it, but it wasn't as bad because I scaled out at the first leg that I had. Same thing with IMMX, right? Scaled out. That's what saved me today, if anything. So make sure you guys set your targets, stick to your risk reward, and try not to FOMO like I did in Tesla because that didn't go either. I lost 27% on that one. So, that's my mantra, spiel, vomit for today. I'm gonna take a walk, clear my head. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Mitch, Ryan, I'm gonna hit you up on Slack. I need some stuff with help with. And Mitch, I'll talk to you later, man.
Like always. We'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and also get out Ryan here. I know that he's having fun, but he has some things to do. Ryan.
I already started doing them. I'm sorry.
Folks. I'm sure the way it should be, man. So before you get on out of here, I know that you know kind of a little bit more about our roadmap. Is there any kind of new things coming out from Benzinga this year that we should be kind of looking out for?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a really big year. As far as Pro goes, the big roadmap through January was to kind of finish off making sure the platform is stable on a regular basis. If you've used this over the past couple of months, I'd be hard pressed to say that you haven't noticed the stability increase. It's across the entire platform. As far as improvements, in the near term, you can expect more improvements to the scanner. In fact, if you haven't checked out the scanner, one of the recent improvements that was live this week is the ability to save different scans, right? So, and you can save and load different scans here. And then on top of that, if you explore the filters menu, you'll notice that it's been cleaned up, so it's a little bit easier to see. But then also that new filters are being added on a pretty regular basis. So definitely watch this tool. This is one that we're putting some pretty good effort into. One of the other things that you can expect a little bit later is a ramped up alert system. We hope to make alerts easier to use, easier to consume. We're very, very close to allowing watch list notifications pushed to your mobile device through the Benzinga app, right? So pro members can have set up watch list alerts and then have those notifications pushed to their phone. We're very, very close to that, matter of weeks at this point. So we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of really good stuff planned. When we update the roadmap, I'd be happy to actually share that graphic here, Mitch.
We will definitely do that. Appreciate it, Ryan. And you got a shout out there by Chairmo. He's saying that, Ryan, I just started taking your training on pro, and I just want to say thank you. Very informative. I appreciate it. So there you guys, there you have it.
And you know what? I'm glad that that's helpful. You know, we want the software to work for you. There's no one right way to use it. So that makes it difficult for me because I can't possibly, know every single strategy and teach that to everyone else. What I can do is try and help you understand what the platform allows you to do and then have you take that next step.
Appreciate it, Ryan. We'll go ahead and get you on out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate it.
Take care, Mitch. See you tomorrow.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some kind of the market, see what we have moving out there. I'm still in this cliff trade. It's hanging out there at 22.11. We got in this one at 21.97. So we'll see if we can continue through the 22.10s. This is the third rejection. So I want to see it get back on through. If not, we will stop out at VWAP. Looking for this to continue on through 22.10s and get on up there towards 22.18s. Let's take a look here. Definitely going to go ahead and share some sounds here and share the screen. You guys seeing how we're doing out there? Definitely.
A lot of action around here today, huh?
A lot of action out there, guys. If you guys got a stock you guys want to take a look at, definitely throw it on up, guys. All right, guys, let's go ahead and see what's going on out there. What stocks are moving? I still got this Cleveland cliff. We'll see if this can continue making moves. We've been in since right here. We'll look for it to continue on up through that resistance. This 22.10 holding up resistance right now. Let's take a look at the overall market. What are we seeing on out there? Energy really leading us. Financial services right behind that. Actually, I mean, now you can actually put industrials ahead of financial services. So definitely a great day for farming and heavy construction, business equipment, tools and accessories. Airlines doing well today also. So take a look at some of those. Save, not doing a bad day today. We'll see if this can continue moving on up. ULCC. I've been watching for this one to see when it was going to get off the bottom here. It still hasn't really got off the bottom. We'll see eventually when Frontier Airlines gets above 15. That's my alert signal there. Definitely a good day also here. You can look at Caterpillar, DE. They're having monster days right now. These are infrastructure stocks. I'd keep these on watch. We'll see if they can continue going. I put out a water stock a little while ago that I've been taking a look at to see if it can start moving. Nothing much right now, but take a look at these. These could eventually start getting going here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's catch up with the chat. What's going on out there? All right, looks like Haas being mentioned by Sean. I know we were talking about this one, so I'll take a look at it again, see where we're trading at right now. Looks like we're close towards that 150. We pushed on up here, did a 1, 2, 3. On that fourth push, we turned around. Now we've been coming on down here. Kind of a rounding bottom here. You can take a look at, see if it kind of holds this 145, gets back up through the 150. But to me, it's not really my type of stock, so I'm going to go ahead and just lay off of it. Let's keep going. What else is out there? NET being mentioned in the chat, and NET. We'll see if it can continue. Cliff starting to push there through the 22.11s, almost up towards my target. We'll see if it gets on up through that. NET pulling back big. Software. You heard Spencer at the open talk about concerns of software stocks really getting hit hard. You can see the trend continue here in NET. Asana is another one that's been leading that one. Look how this one's going down to today. Monday is another one that I'd be looking for a crush down. Look at this one, 300 to 277 right now. I think this one's going to take out the lows. You got to be careful right now. And software application, I think, is one of the worst areas to be in right now. DraftKings being mentioned by Gene. Let's take a look at that. DKNG. I was thinking maybe they'd catch the bid here around 28, but as you can tell, no bid caught here. Still looking to take out the lows here, and if it takes out that low, you got to be careful. That's a 26.44s. It could keep coming on down. Definitely not what I wanted to see there in DraftKings, and I didn't expect to see it down, but definitely it's getting that pullback. Pen for me, bullish was above 52. You can see we wicked above that, got to a high of 53.36, but we're already back down towards 49. We need to get back through that 52. If not, it could take out this 43.84 on the downside. Oracle being brought in here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oracle, can it come back and fill this gap? It's not a bad one. This is more infrastructure than software. I'd be paying attention to this one, but it doesn't stand out to me. I think through that 90, you could get that gap fill. So look for that kind of to come into play. If it gets above 90, we'll take a look at this to see it kind of get into that gap fill. But right now, it's just hanging out at 89.10. We'll see if it can continue going. Oracle, but it is having a good day today. So definitely keep your eyes on it. We'll see if it gets on up there. Mitch, what is standard deviation? Well, standard deviation is all about the bell curve, right? And so one of the things that I'd tell you to look at, and there's a couple things that use standard deviations in trading. Bollinger Bands, let's say, for that case. So one of the things is, first thing you need to understand if you want to understand what standard deviation is you need to understand the bell curve and kind of how everything is normally distributed. Yes, you can have some things outside of that, but let's say for 2 standard deviations from the price, you should have about 90% of the price action hold within those 2 standard deviation. So what does that mean? So that means that, like, let's say Oracle here, let's take a look here and add some Bollinger Bands. I can add the Bollinger Band here. I'm going to go ahead and add it so that we can see it. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so Bollinger Bands here. I just added it. Want to make sure that I can kind of here you go. Let me make these a little bit thicker so that you guys can see the line and the shading here. So I'm going to make let's do it as a yellow. And 2 standard deviations. So that's what we want to see. We want to see the width get a little bit bigger so I can show you guys that. And then I could do a shading here. Let's do the shading. So, all right. So there you guys have it here. So what we would be looking for is kind of that price to stay within these 2 lines, right? So the standard deviation, this is 2 deviations on the downside, 2 deviations on the upside. Let's take a look at the hourly and see how it's been acting. Another thing that you can get from the Bollinger Bands and standard deviation is telling volatility. How volatile is the stock? When bands contract, it means less volatility. When bands expand, that means more volatility. So that's what we're looking to see. And as you guys can see right here, the 5-minute has a couple of price points that gets outside of it, but majority stays within the 2 standard deviations. All right, there you guys have it. There's that cliffs there, guys. I'm about to take some profit. Let's go back to it. We're about to take the profit off here at 22.20s. Let's go ahead. Let's take half of it off here. So going to take half of it off here. Boom, just got 22.18s there on the downside. Could have got 220s, but I mean, 2 cents is not going to make a difference. Nice little trade there for Cliffs. We looked for it above this VWAP. Now it's getting up towards the top side of that. We're going to look for a continuation move, but we just took some profit there. Not a bad trade there on Cliffs. We'll look to see it continue through the 22.20s and see if it can continue moving. If not, we'll take some profit at 22.11s and just take the trade off. Looking for this to continue moving, but like always, we already took some profit, so there's the trade. All right, let's keep going. Growth's getting crushed. Yes, it is. It is getting crushed. Appreciate it, Voodoo. I saw you mention it in the chat. I looked up and I was like, okay, I'll take it. I use Bollinger Bands for entries and exits. It's awesome. Yeah, it's all about what works for you. If you can actually trade within the Bollinger Band, that's actually interesting because not a lot of people can trade the range of the Bollinger Band. Fastly trying new lows. Yeah, Fastly was one of those stocks that was looking for the upside, but definitely growth not taking that lift today. All right, what's going on? Que pasta? Que pasta, Mitch? Jesse, I like it. I like it. Que pasta. Let's keep going. Cats being mentioned in the chat. Is that really a stock, or is that? Let's take a look here. Cats. Oh, it's Caterpillar. All right. Yeah, Caterpillar's been doing great, guys. We'll see if that can continue making moves. All right, so if we look at the high capitalization stocks in that area, look at RTX. RTX, Raytheon Technology, doing well today. This one up there towards 89. Also look for Honeywell to do well today. We're going to look to see if we can maybe get a trade on Honeywell. We'd look for a pullback to VWAP. This one has been trading well today. Even BA having a good day. So take a look at that. GE is another one that's been doing decent. I've been looking at that one. LMT, CNI, some railroads making moves. So CSX is another one that's been doing well. Take a look at these railroads. Look how it's starting to push on up. Get on out there. I'd keep an eye out on these. Apple being mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look here. Apple, can we get through the 180s? 180 was the price point yesterday. Sideways day. As long as they hold 180 on the pullback, I'm still feeling bullish about Apple. All right, guys, Cliff fighting there at the 2220s. We'll see if we can get on up through there. If not, we'll go ahead and sell out the rest. F2, Futo Holdings here, looking for a downside continuation. Yeah, I would look for that downside continuation through kind of this price point here, this 37.43 or 37.50. Look for that to kind of really get that breakdown move there. Looks like on the 5-minute, you're coming back to VWAP. Look for maybe a push towards 39 and then a takeout of 38. All right, guys, showing right there a lot of volume showing on the offer side of Cliff. And so a lot of times when you see a lot of offer, what are we seeing? We're seeing sellers create a wall up there. Let's see if we can get through that 220 here and push on through. What do you want to see? You want to see that 100 order that was showing up on the level 2, just blow on through and get through it. All right, what's going on out there? Roku in at 220, the thinker. Hey, power to you, man. Even though I didn't like the stock, that doesn't mean that you can't like the stock, and I wish you the best in it. All right, like always, guys, all the information is here only for informational purposes, guys, and investing in stocks. And, of course, guests can maintain positions in these stocks. Let's take a look there at Cliff. Let's see if it can continue going. There's the 22s, 23s showing on up. That's a good level. We'll see if it can continue making moves. All right, catching up with the chat. Roku. Speaking of Cliffs, GME seems to be falling off one right now. Yeah, I talked about that earlier, Tiny. I think GME and AMC getting crushed right now, so just be careful out there. It's definitely coming on the downside. Apple challenged with the $3 trillion market cap. Yeah, I mean, I think that was just kind of, to tell you the truth, you know what that is? That's journalists not knowing what to write about. That's what that is. Buying puts on forward. Ah, dang. Watermelon slice, you're crazy out there. I wouldn't be buying puts on forward. But, hey, if you're looking for a quick trade, can't blame you on it. All right, Cliff struggling up there to break through that. GME, like we said, was struggling. We'll see if this can continue breaking on down. Doesn't look good right now. AMC probably following suit. Oh, and it did another VWAP fade. I wish I would have caught that VWAP fade from 29.95 all the way back down towards 25.25. That was a beautiful VWAP fade. This was the third fade today. So the pattern has been completed. So just be careful, but definitely beautiful VWAP fades there on AMC if you're looking for that pattern. I love that pattern where you could short right near that VWAP, hey, take it right back down towards the lows. Macy, an interesting swing trade call. Yeah, easy. I talked about Macy's on Monday. Really, the big thing was I had actually talking about Macy's last week, Monday, for the Santa Claus rally. Today would be the end of the Santa Claus rally. So, guys out there, if you guys don't understand what the Santa Claus rally is, it's the last 5 days and the first 2 days of the trading day, which make up the Santa Claus rally week. And we're actually at the end of it. So just be careful there in Macy's because it could start turning around now that you got towards that look that, hey, Santa Claus rally is done. But hey, it's been making a nice move on up. I called it on the 27th. We're now up there towards 27.95. We'll see if we can get through 28s. I can't blame you. Easy. If you see that and you're in for that, hey, at least you know what you're in for and you know your trade. AMC, yeah, take cover for sure. Just take cover. It's a hard trade out there, but definitely not something you want to see. All right, Disney. How's Disney doing? It's just holding on well. It's not doing much. It hasn't really made a big move. People are looking at this one, and it's kind of weird because it won't want to break out. It went through 160 today, but definitely not a breakout. I haven't really seen Disney push on out. It's just been kind of going steadily upwards. All right, Cliff, getting on up there to the 22.23s. Can we get on up there to the next high? 22.30s is going to be resistance. Then from there, we can get on up there towards 22.50s. Let's see if we can take that out. That's what I'm going to be looking for, is a takeout of that 22.50. Let's see if we can get that next level on up and take a nice trade here. All right, WFC doing well today. The banks, Wells Fargo, really pushing on up there. Not a bad day there for Wells Fargo. Good volume that it just got too also. Look at BAC, look at GS. Great day for these stocks, these kind of capital market stocks and banks. LUV topped. I'll take a look there. LUV, Southwest Airlines actually doing really well there. I like that pattern there that it built up on the 5-minute. Look how this was a symmetrical triangle. You can draw this up here. You can draw this down. You can see how we came running right into it. We actually start holding above it, holding that VWAP. You break VWAP once, you get above it, you break it down again. You break above it, you break it down again. When you recover, you want to see bodies start closing above that VWAP. It's exactly what starts happening here. Now this is starting to really take off there through the 45s, up there to 45.36. We'll see if it gets on up there towards the resistance of 45.43. Nancy has calls on Disney, Richard. Hey, I've been seeing people follow that. I personally wouldn't trade based on that, but I mean, it's all about what you want to do. Quantum talking about the diamonds, the diamond hands, man. Definitely today has been one of those days that I'd call it a horse fire, because out there you just don't know what to pick. There's a lot. Some things are running. You just don't know if it's going up or down. You got calls on Love. Love is my favorite airlines. I'll tell you that at least. It definitely is my favorite airlines. I think it's one of the ones that have worked really hard to build up what customer service. So we'll see how this can continue making moves, but not a bad day there for LUV. And for that case, let's take a look at UAL here. As you guys can see, it's starting to get a little tired here. I'm going to take a little bit of water here and see if we can continue this Cliffs trade, man. I want to go ahead. But like always, guys, you guys can do us the favor. Smash the like button. We got over 620 people watching here. Definitely, we'll see if the airlines kind of take off there. But, hey, you know how that pun goes. Like always, guys, definitely smash the like button if you guys support us as we continue doing this every single day. I'm going to go ahead up and throw up a video here, and then we'll be right back. Like always, guys, smash that like button, and let's keep it going. Can we get 400 likes to keep going past 11?
I tell all my CEOs, this is a very, very important platform. And look, all the other platforms are important too. But you're up there. You're way up there.
Best investment you can do in your future is actually go and educate yourself on credible sites, credible resources like Benzinga. You guys have been killing it.
The comment section on this show is remarkable. Like the quality of the combo. Just big shout out to the community.
So I love about you guys, you have all your callers in right there. It's all about the community here at Benzinga.
All right, traders, welcome back. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going through it. You guys do me the favor, smash that like button. I'm going to check on the likes. Looks like we're at 299. We need 100 more to keep us going past 11 here. We got about 5 minutes to 11. I'm going to bring you guys to 11:30. Let's keep this going, guys. All right, looks like there was some echo. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to give you guys an echo there. I think what happened was the computer sound was picking up there, but that's just how it goes when I play these videos. Palantir not catching support. Yes, it's not catching support. A lot of these kind of stocks are not catching support. These growth stocks have not really caught that support. Lucid had a great day yesterday and still getting hit today hard, going back down there towards 39. I thought 40s would hold, and as you can see, that didn't hold at all. So we'll see what happens in Lucid. Definitely doing a turnaround that I didn't expect. I thought it would hold 40 today and get back up to 41. Looks like 22.15 holding here for Cliffs. We'll see if it can kind of hold there. If not, we'll just go ahead and take the profit. Looking for it to continue on up through the highs, and it needs to continue through 22.25. EDR down about 3%. Looking for some trades here that have been moving today. Ford monster day. You can't say anything about Ford. Re's been doing great. Take a look at GM. Is it continuing? Yeah, it made an awesome move today. We'll see how this can kind of keep going. Fisker was one that got stopped out earlier, and I'm glad I got stopped out. It would have continued making its down move towards 615, and I'd be stuck into that one. All right, 312 likes, 555 people watching. Guys, hit that like. Let's keep going. Yeah, I see charge point getting a little weak there, Voodoo. I'm thinking about what am I going to do with that charge point. I didn't want it to break 19 for sure. That's the bigger support here. We shouldn't be breaking through that 19. But this was kind of that reopening trade, right? We're not seeing that reopening trade really kind of hold here. So we'll figure out if we kind of cut this charge point. We're in at 1940. So definitely we're up a little bit higher here. We want to get back above 19s today. Don't want to see it close below 19. If I do see it close below 19, I'll probably just cut the trade on charge point. But keeping an eye on it right now. It's not looking that bad, but definitely not what we wanted to see. I mean, look at this, 15 minutes straight down. We need to see a reversal, just get right back above 19 here, not head down towards the 18s. I thought I hit the Jedi Kush too hard for a second there. Hey, sorry about the little echo there. Let's keep going. GameStop, get in now. The stock con has gone up 6 days in a row. Wall Street bets all over it. Troy, dude, you don't need to pump con, dude. Just wait for them to pump it. You don't need to be the guy pumping, man. Let them take care of this stock. But definitely you can take a look at that con stock. It's been kind of going on up. It makes sideways consolidations for an hour on the hourly charts and then tries to push on up. That's what I would be looking at this one. Just watch the hourly supports and look for that to continue holding on there. But definitely, Alex, don't worry. I'll put him in timeout here for us. Guys, we can't have the spamming. There's no need. Ravi, what's up, man? What's up? How we doing out there? Alex, don't worry. I see you. We'll take care of it. Will Tesla break down further? I think Tesla's just going on a rest period here. Big thing for me was it holding that close of yesterday, the high. That high was 1170. Now you're kind of below that. I mean, I didn't notice how bad Tesla got there, but yeah, definitely breaking through that 1167 line. We want to get it back above that 1167 or 1160s. Yesterday we took a trade on Tesla, but man, it did pull back today significantly. All right, guys, Cleveland Cliffs cooling back there towards kind of VWAP there. It's at 2208. VWAP is at 2203. We're going to put a stop at that 22. So 22 will get us out on the rest of the shares. We took out some shares at 2218, looking for that continuation, but just going to set a stop and keep moving on. Con. Oh, that's how it is, guys. SPY, IWM, QQQ, all red. Great to note, right? I mean, hey, if those are all red, why would we be trading for the upside moves? Let's see if that can continue going. Definitely Square just getting crushed, guys. That one's probably one of the worst ones. this year. Definitely down a significant amount in Square. We're going to probably have to cut this trade at the end of the day. I'll take a look at it at the end of the day and see if we can get a little bit of a bounce back. But we've been getting crushed here in the SPY. Big thing for us here is seeing growth get destroyed today. Tesla. Is Apple breaking down also? There you go. When Apple starts breaking down, I really start looking at the SPY to continue on the downside until Apple can get back into the green. I would actually be watching this to continue on the downside. You're seeing that really hard down action in Apple. That's probably going to drag the SPY down with it, and you're seeing it right now. Definitely taking a hit. What could we trade? We could look at the VIX to maybe give ourselves a little bit of a kind of a play here of it going back down. You could also look at SQQQ, kind of be playing the opposite way, but these have already been making big moves on up. We'll see if it can continue making moves. And as you guys can see, it wasn't really the biggest bullish type of day. All right, guys, that's going to probably do it for us if we don't get the likes out there. So I want to check on the likes. Did we get to 400? We got to 324. We need to get to 400. There's over 500 people watching right now. You guys smash that like button and keep us going. It's 11 o'clock, so if I don't see that like to start moving on up, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, and then we'll be back with Benzinga Live that starts up at 11:30. It looks like we got 334. We need a couple more, guys. 66 likes, guys. Do us a favor, smash up the like if you guys want us to continue here live trading. Dogs up, DOGZ. Yeah, not doing bad up there towards the 850s. You can look for this one to continue going through that 850s, getting on up there towards the 9. Let's see if it gets that lift. But personally, it's not one of my favorite stocks. All right, here goes DIA. Let's take a look here. Industrial average. Let's take a look. Yeah, not a bad look here. Definitely pulling on back here, but let's see if we can get this bounce here. Cat, how's Cat doing today? Pulling on back here. Let's see if he catches the bid. All right, BAC, Bank of America, it's starting to turn back. So is probably Goldman Sachs. DICA is probably even turning back also. There you go, off the support there, off the VWAP. This is one that I'm going to keep on watch. Discovery, not looking bad there as it's been pushing on up there today through the 26, getting up there towards a high of 26.89. All right, what's going on out there, chat? Smash that like button. Let's keep going. Rivian puts from 106. It's not a bad one to definitely take some puts on. I think that could keep coming on down. SARK, RM. That's a good one too, right? Upside SARK. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Look how that one's just been going straight up from the open. ARKK probably suffering. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie. Kathy getting destroyed today. Yes, Kathy is getting the hit right now, guys. You guys can see Kathy. She's getting cooked. She's getting cooked. Actually, I would actually say she's more getting.
Somebody's getting fucked. Get fucked. Somebody's getting fucked. Get fucked.
Yep, that's what's happening right now in these growth stocks, guys. So definitely let's keep going. Hit that like button. Having a good time with you guys. We got 355 likes. We need to get up to 400. We need about 45 more. Hit that like button. Let's keep going. Pedro, like that one. Hey, no holding back here, Pedro. Let's just say that. Shop. Oh my God, Shop getting killed. Look at the stocks that are in this ARKK, guys. This is it right here, guys. I'm gonna kind of pull this up. Look at all these stocks just getting drilled. Look at this. This is the ETF, guys. I'm running through it. Look at all these charts. Oh, good Lord. Does not look good for Kathy right now. Is any of her stocks up today? They're all down, guys. Look at this. Oh my God. If I had owned all these, how would I feel today? It's so hard. Look at Twitter and DraftKings. Ouch, man. It's hard to look through this. Tesla even get hit IRDM, Palantir getting hit, Coin getting hit, pretty much everything. I don't think there's something. No, there's not a single thing in her ETF that's positive today, guys. Ouch. That sucks, man. That really sucks. Still short from 120, says Thad. Hey, Thad, you're killing it, my friend. You're killing it. Not ready to laugh at ARKK. Too many of us in this trade. Hey, don't worry. At the end of the day, the only reason I laugh is just because it's like, it's insanity. When I go through, like, what did I go through? Like, it was like 43 names in the red. 43 names in the red, guys. 43 of them. This is dangerous there, guys. I'd be scared if I was in. And I mean, what keeps you in ARKK now? I don't think there's anything that would keep me in it. There's not, none of these stocks stand out to me. Maybe Tesla, but I mean, why would I want to stay in it? She's selling a lot of her Tesla. All right, guys, Cleveland Cliff stopped out there at 22. I could have held it, through my break even. I'm not going to be mad about that. Cleveland Cliff, nice little gainer there, making back some of that. Square is getting to the point where we definitely probably cutting it today unless it makes a big reversal. I like IPO better than ARKK. Hey, you can do SARK on the upside. Please mention when she made millions on Tesla yesterday. I mean, she's not really making millions if it comes down today. I mean, she did sell some probably, but she's been selling too much of her Tesla. She's been selling her winners to pay for her losers. All right, my whole watch list is red. I know how that is, Ravi. It's a tough day out there, guys, definitely, without a doubt. What do you think about Unity? Unity's been getting crushed. It's out of favor. It's not that it's a bad stock. It's just out of favor. And when stocks get out of favor, they can easily get crushed. Same thing's happening right now in Roblox. Until you see those two come back into favor, I'd be careful with those two names. All right. Anonymous. Oh my God. You probably weren't here yesterday when I was trading Tesla. That's probably what it is. Thinks I'm a Tesla hater, but I mean, hey, guys, it's all about just trading what we're seeing. We're not seeing much out there right now. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the sectors. What is going on in sectors? Look, technology down 2.59. Technology just getting killed right now, guys. Tech is getting destroyed. Be careful out there, guys. Definitely, there's still some stocks on the upside, but there's definitely some on the downside. This pair getting hit hard. MRAM, huge pullback. I did not expect to see this pullback here in this semiconductor stock that went all the way back down to 11 today. Would be interesting to take a shot off maybe 1076 for a swing trade, but honestly, I mean, who wants to take a shot at that right now? SPT not having a bad day. We'll see if this one can keep breaking down. This is one that I thought could continue breaking on down and break through that 100, keep coming on down. There you guys have it. Sprout Social breaking on down to the downside today. Monday, of course, was one of those stocks that we were looking for crush down. Asana could probably keep on getting hit right now. Software application, it's definitely not where you want to be right now. Some of these are really getting hit hard. SPT, BLCT. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Let's take a look here. DATS. That was a cheap stock, though. ZI, Zoom Info, taking a hard hit there through the 60s. PD, taking a hard hit there. Shop, SOPA, Hubs even taking a hard hit there. HubSpot, definitely on the downside. Right now, software is just not where you want to be. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going in here. What is going on out there? I'm going to check up with the chat. What is going on? Did we get the likes? Oh, looks like we couldn't get the likes today, guys. It's 370, 371. We need 400 likes, guys, to keep us going. Looks like we couldn't get that done, so I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap it up right up here. Try to stay towards 11:30, but if you guys, I understand that while you're not giving the likes today, it's okay. The market's not the greatest. I can't blame you. I gave 6 likes. Thank you, D's. I appreciate it. 357. I don't know what 357 is. I came from the 305, but that's all we can do. 378. Can we get to the 400? I'm going to give it one more minute. If I see that change to 11, I'll probably go ahead and get on out. T-Doc and Crisp probably getting hit hard. Those are part of the ARKK. Peeps away from the feed on the throne or something. All right. What other ones are being mentioned out there? 390. We need 10 more. Can we get it? Can we get it? We'll see if we can get that move right there. Definitely, we need what 6 more likes, guys. You guys want me to stay on? Looks like you guys want me to stay on. That's why no likes. Why? Because it peeps away from the feed or on the throne or something. Hey, just take a second, guys. Come on. There we go. We got it, guys. That's what I wanted to see. Appreciate you guys appreciating us and hitting that like. Roy, you got it, man. Eden, appreciate you pushing the chat. All right, is the QQQ doing an IWM from last year sideways? Let's take a look there. Appreciate it, Daniel. Thanks for the support. Let's take a look at Rag. What is going on here? So Rag wants to take a look at the QQQ compared to what? The IWM from last year. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to delete all the drawings here for the Qs. We're going to take off this Bollinger Band because it's just kind of annoying here. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add here comparison to the IWM. So IWM is the Russell. And we're going to add the Russell here. And let's do it a red color so it stands out. Okay. So this is going to compare the Q to the IWM, right? So IWM went sideways pretty much the whole year. You can see it by this red line, how it went sideways here. Let me make it a full screen here so that we can see really well. So you can see how it just went sideways between kind of this up and this kind of support below it. It kind of hung out there. Yeah, it kind of gave a little move above it, but then came back down also below it. So definitely an expanding there, but kind of choppy sideways action. The Qs were actually upsloping pretty much all of last year. You can take a look at that, and it didn't have a bad year. If you look at it from 21 towards the top of that, that was about a 28 or 30% move. So now one thing is that he's calling out is, are we going to just see a sideways Qs this whole year? I think you might see a little bit of above move, but I don't think you'll see a breakout to, let's say, 500 on the Qs. My upside on the Qs would be closer towards 450. I don't think you're going to see a complete breakdown of the Qs, but it has been fighting this 400 price point so much. So right now, every time we get above 400, we kind of fail. We need to see it get above 400 and kind of hold. All right, guys, what's going on out there? Shout out to you guys. Let's keep going. F is in really good shape, Ravi. Yes, F has been probably the strongest one. Can you explain the VWAP bounce? Sean's asking about SEAH. Is that my Sean guy? Is that Sean that I know? Sean, if that's you, say it in the chat. I want to see if it's you, man. Let's keep going. Let's take a look there. The VWAP is one of is a trading indicator. I'll go ahead and I'll take a deeper dive into that tomorrow. I actually have some PowerPoints and videos on the VWAP. So if you want to look it up, Sean, you could also find that on our channel. Just look up the 3 indicators or the best indicators. I've done a video on the VWAP before, but also I can cover it. I'm going to cover it tomorrow for us. So come back tomorrow, Sean, and I got you. It's good to see you in the chat, though. Beach bum, too many unprofitable stocks, companies in the Qs and NASDAQ. Yeah, one of the things about the NASDAQ is a lot of times these are going to be these high-tech names, high EPS, right? That high earnings per share. And then also the outlook forward. Forward PE is usually really high. This is where the concerning part gets into the Qs. We got to look for some lower PE names like Intel to do kind of well. And you can see had a really strong day yesterday, kind of sideways day today. We'll see if this can get back into the strength and get back up there by the close. Cliffs is actually up there back towards 22.15. I could try to get it up there towards 2020s and try to look for a breakout in that, but I think I'm just going to stick around and just watch Cliffs. It wasn't a bad trade there. We got stopped out on that pullback to 22. AMGN, I'll definitely take a look at that one, Ty. Why not? All right, let me go ahead and take off this IWM. One of the things that I like that you can do here with these charts is that you could also add a sector or an industry index line. This can definitely help you find out if the whole industry or sector is moving on up. When the sector moves on up, when the industry moves on up, and stocks are strong in that sector, you could definitely find some laggard trades to go ahead and try to find some money on the upside. All right, let's go ahead. When is tech analysis live video? Think it might be the same time as pro happy hour. Yeah, one of the things is during the happy hour pro, we have at the close, and we also have Money Mitch. You guys can check it out. For you pro users, you guys can go to happy hour, or you guys can come to Money Mitch, whichever way you prefer. But one of the good things about the pro happy hour is that if you're in the pro happy hour, you actually get to share your camera, get to share your ideas. You can talk to the other Benzinga Pro users. So if you guys haven't checked out Benzinga Pro, I definitely recommend it. Disney reversal. What do you think? All right, Michelle, I'll go ahead and I'll take a look here. So Disney, what's up with this? It's not a bad one, right? I mean, if you take a look here, the industry kind of took a dip here, and it's kind of been going a little bit above this level here. So to me, really, 155 just holds here. We're looking good. So as long as it doesn't come back and breaks 155, I still like Disney. I would look for a push above this kind of close, which is 163.75, getting up into that gap zone. We want to get up into that gap zone. Can we come back and fill this gap? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'll be looking for. For me, really, that 154 needs to kind of hold, get back up there towards the 160. Then you can get back up in here and get into that zone, which is around the 163.75 area. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. If you guys had a great stock or a trade of the day you guys want to get into, definitely let me know in the chat and we can go ahead and do that. For me, I'm going to go ahead and take a look here. What did well today? Is Lucid finally reversing? I know I got a VWAP trade back on up there towards the VWAP. I was able to nail it right back up there and then eventually stopping out on the rest, but got first profits. We'll see if Lucid could catch a bid here. Ford having a monster day. Look how this one actually traded against the sector in industry, as it was an industry leader and kind of just holding itself up there. Ford having a good day there, up to 2381s. We'll see if it gets up through 24. Not a bad day there for Ford. And this was one of my favorite charts going into the year. And one of the things that I was asked upon was, as long as this kind of could hold that support, this 19, it would still be looking good on Ford. It was one of my favorite charts going into the year. As you guys can see, the results have been great. All right, Mitch, do you do Q&A in any other platforms or timeframes? Have a ton of questions. Yeah, one of the things is I use different timeframes. I can pretty much use them all. I try not to stick to specifics, but I do like, my favorite charts are the 15, the hourly, the daily, and then the monthly. I use those often to try to find major supports and major resistance and look for continuation moves. If you have any question, you guys can either come to Money Mitch or you can do them right here and just ask away. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look. Coming back off that 31.15. I want to see some other trades that were mentioned out there that had a decent day. Good time to buy AMC dirt cheap. Oof, I don't know about that one. AMC has been coming down and it doesn't look like it's showing signs of strength. It's looking like it's showing signs of weakness. We'll see if this can come back, but definitely not showing signs of strength right now. How did my discovery do? This was one of the stocks that I wanted to trade today and just failed to get it right out the gates. I missed it by 3 cents on this 25.75 pullback. Now up there towards 26.81. I'm thinking this could get through that 27. We'll see if it can continue. But a great day there for discovery. I hope someone was able to nail that trade. Not a bad looking one. Getting on up there towards 26.81. Cliff, look how this one stopped me out and eventually coming back through that level. We'll see if it can continue making moves, but it wasn't a bad one there. CLF. Let's see if steel can continue making moves on up. This is one we talked about yesterday to continue making a move. It looks strong. I like that daily. It really does look strong right now. I would look for maybe a pullback towards 2025, but as long as 24 holds, I think this is going to get bullish and try to test back up there towards 26.66. I do like this stock for potentially even a swing trade off the 24. We'll see what happens in U.S. Steel. All right, scrolling down here, I see Re mentioned. I see Tesla. Let's take a look at Re. Re Automotive, really strong move through that $5 price point. This one, I really do like it on the long term. You just got to be careful because this is kind of more into that kind of area where there just doesn't have that much gas to keep going. I do think it can get back on up, but it's going to run into some big selling once it gets back up there towards 8. There was a big breakdown from that level. There's some buyers that were stuck in this one. Reblocks and U, probably trading towards the downside. Weakness was in favor, out of favor now, Hugh. Trading Rally and NWBO. All right, let's take a look at Rally. All right, insurance brokerage. I like the idea. I like where you're looking. I like how this is a good daily setup, not just an intraday setup. So if you look here, you can see this kind of move. You're looking for this to kind of hold on pullbacks. And let's see if this held here. Let's take a look here at the 1 hour chart. And you can see here, you've gone up above here, 718. You came back towards it. You closed right above that. And now we're looking for it to hold on its pullback 775 or 770. I see a VWAP around 778. So 780 would be the level I'd want to see it hold and then get back on up through 8. It tried to hold those 8s, 30s, and couldn't, rejecting back down here towards 8. Is that a mini hyperbolic move on Tesla? Let's take a look here. Ooh, it doesn't look good, man. It's still like kind of holding down to the downside. I really don't like the name. It just doesn't look strong. All right, guys, catching on up here. Soon to be getting on out of here. Looks like we're getting towards Benzinga Live. Up next, guys, we got about 7 minutes. Melly probably struggling also. Let's look at this one, AKAM. Software infrastructure. So just be careful. These have been getting hit hard also. Infrastructure has been holding a little bit better than the software kind of the application ones. But let's see what happens on here. It's definitely getting towards a toppy look here towards 120. Always rejects towards this level. You look here, you see what? Rejection. Rejection. Fake out rejection. Now you want to see a breakthrough there if you're looking for upside. I wouldn't want it to get past that low of yesterday, which was 115.60. Looking for this to continue towards the upside through 120. But if it gets to 115, let's say, I definitely use that as an out spot. It has been keeping the trend. So if you kind of draw this trend line, look for it to see this kind of trend continue to hold. As long as that trend kind of holds, you're still in the upside move for AKAM. NUE, steel play, being brought up here. It's not a bad one. I do like the daily chart. Really starting to show some positive move. Look how I drew this out, and it eventually did exactly that, but also pulled back here. So now we're starting to see where can this pullback happen, and can it hold the extension on the next breakout. You got a couple extension above here towards the 120. We're looking for that next breakout through 120 to really hold and make that move towards 130. And I could think if it gets to that 130, I think you could see 150 on NUE. All right, just going to go ahead and see if I got my redirect set here, guys. Like always, guys, smash the thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this trading. We got over 425 likes. We've had some great day today. Zunaid struggling a little bit today on some YOLOs. But the overall market was tough today. I mean, if you're able to nail that trade consistently, I mean, hey, power to you out there. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure I got this redirect going. I think, and I need someone to confirm. I did see someone mention in the chat there that we will be having Hoff on. I haven't been able to confirm because I've been live here, but Hoff, we should have a CEO or executive here from Hoff. So I'll be paying attention to this stock. This is one of the big movers of the day, HOTH. We'll see if this can continue moving. Melly, Michelle, thank you, Mitch. Always learning from your sections. Hey, if I could teach anything and you can learn from me, hey, that makes me happy. That means a job well done for me, and that's what makes me happy, really. Hoth, baby, let's go. We'll see what happens. Miss Whitehorse, I hope you had a great day. All right, guys, we'll see if Hoth can get back on up there. What I would do is I would start looking at this at a 15-minute to kind of get around kind of the shakeouts that you see. So you can draw this as the support 120, your downside look here. You're looking for an upside breakout through these levels. So 150 on the upside. We'll see if this can kind of hold here. You look at the hourly, as long as it kind of holds this VWAP right now, 132. I would want to see 132 hold on the pullbacks and then look for the breakout here. So there you guys have it. It's pulling back here towards 133. Look for potentially 132s to show up. And as that 132 comes back on up, we'll look for that breakout through the 140s and the 150s. It's not a bad looking stock. I'd actually take a look at this one. I do like when stocks break on out and then kind of give me an hourly consolidation sideways, 1 hour sideways, and then look for that continued move through 142s here. Actually, you know what? Let's have some fun here. Let's see if maybe I can just trade this one here for us. I do like the name. I'm looking right now to see. I do see a wall of sellers there at 139 there. That's exactly what I want to see. Now I want to see them start getting filled here. I want to see a move towards 133s or 134s and then a quick reversal through 140. 140 is the area where I'd see a big buyer step up and then just try to take it to that 170. We'll see if this can get roaring here. Hoth on at 130, says Tiny Pie. So definitely take a look at that. We'll see how Hoth comes on and what happens to the stock. I wonder what kind of cool stuff AMD is premiering. Hey, well, I definitely would take a look there. AMD is one of my favorite kind of semiconductor stocks, but definitely hard turnaround from that 150, guys. Be careful up there. Looks like this quick cube coming back down towards the 134s. All right, guys, it's 11:28. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping on up, getting us over to Benzinga Live. You guys can maybe catch that run in Hoff again. We'll see what happens in Hoff. I'll keep watching on this. Where do I subscribe to Money Mitch on YouTube? And what part is happy hour on Benzinga Pro? So Benzinga Pro happy hour gets on at 4 o'clock every single day. It's usually about an hour, and Ryan Faloona a lot of times runs this, and you guys get to go into a chat room, a Zoom meeting. You got to turn the camera. You get to ask Ryan questions. This is only for users. So if you got to be a Benzinga Pro user. So if you want to be a user, definitely just go to benzinga.com, hit that Benzinga Pro, and you don't even need a credit card. You can get a free 2-week trial. Check it out. It's usually underneath the chat. Yes, you'll see a kind of a highlight bar show up near 4 o'clock. It'll say happy hour. You can just click on that and it'll take you right on over. Like always, you can hit the subscribe. I, Money Mitch, am right here on Benzinga, but I also have my own show that goes on at 4 o'clock today. So if you guys want to see that, check that out at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's when I start taking a look at some of my trades that I'm looking for the next trade. What's moving forward? What are we going to look for? What kind of themes are we seeing? That's what I like to talk about on Money Mitch. All right, that's going to do it for us today, 11:29. It was a crazy battling type of day out there. Definitely looking to probably cut that square. Still have that and still have charge point. I'm down a significant amount in square, down about $43 now. Normally $50 is that max risk here for that type of trade. So taking a look at charge point here, charge point, we're still in this swing. We want to see it close above 19. A close below 19 will get me worried, and I'll probably just stop out. I'll let you guys know what happens on that charge point. We needed to hold 19, hopefully close above that today so that we can stay into the trade. Square, we're seeing it all the way down towards 153. This needs to reverse a significant amount. Needs to get back towards 157 today if we're going to keep this. I would really want to see a close above 155, but it doesn't look good there in square. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. I hope that you guys enjoyed today. We're going to keep doing this battling right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. Up next, you got Benzinga Live. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. And keep trading out there. Keep battling, guys. There's no easy way to do this, and we can always keep learning from each other. So definitely help each other out there, and we'll see you next time on Live Trading with Benzinga.